5 minutes left of this. What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing today? Hope everybody's had a pretty solid week, all things considered. It's not been too bad over here. Busy. I'm still working on my Gen V edit. If you were on the Patreon, my full lengths have been up for days now, but I'm still working on the edit. I'm working on episode 3 right now, so it should be up tomorrow at this rate. So hopefully next week will be a little more on time, but we'll see, because I think Fantastic Four comes out on streaming next week as well. So, and then on top of that, there's also, what was it? I'm not sure if I'm going to cover it or not just yet, Marvel Zombies, but we'll just have to see how the schedule holds. Worst case scenario, it'll be on Patreon, and maybe it'll wind up on YouTube at some other point. But yeah, we'll see how things go. But yeah, how's everybody been? What's up, D. Cole? How are you? What's up, Christian? What's up, Michael? I started Helluva Boss, currently at the start of Season 2. One of us. Let's go. Hell yeah, dude. This is when the ride starts getting real juicy. Real juicy. Remember Ian Griffith's Reed Richards having his own dance club scene in the second 2000s Fantastic Four movie, like he's Bully Maguire? Honestly, I don't remember that. I don't remember that at all. I don't really remember the second one all that much. I didn't really dig it all, like, when it came out. I liked the first one fine enough. I wasn't a huge fan of the second one. I think I probably have only seen it once ever. I have not watched it since. What's up, Trainineer? How are you? What's up, Janie? How are you? I'm doing good. Can't wait for Metroid Prime 4 to come out. Anyway, what is your favorite item or collection in the background, and what did your start? I'm curious about this last one. Maybe it needed to be reframed. What did your start? Collect Funko. When did? What did? Clarify, retype that last question. Favorite item in the background? I know it changes from time to time, but I think I'm going to settle in on, at least at the moment, you know, it's tough. It's between my $700 Kingdom Hearts chess set or all of the Legend of Vox Machina original run Funkos that have been signed by all of Critical Role. That may have leveled up over the years, but probably that at this point. Either one of those. What's up, 10K? Can't make the live today. A lot happened today. My grandpa had to go to the hospital. He has a fluid in his leg and is transporting him to Morgantown. And yesterday was my dad's birthday, so it's been really hard for me and my family. And I have 2 questions, though. Really want to get into Jedi Survivor and the whole skill point and RPG. Do you know any more like that? I really got into Jedi Survival and the whole skill point RPG kind of thing. Do I know any more? I assume you mean, do I know any more games like that? I'm sorry to hear about your grandpa. I hope everything works out. Morgantown is pretty solid, so, well, better than the reputation some of our hospitals have, that's for sure. So, wishing for the best on that front. As far as games similar to Jedi Survivor, I mean, Jedi Survivor is very much so a Souls-like, but like a chill Souls-like for the most part. So I would, it's hard to say because there's not very many of those that are like welcoming. Like, there's no like modes, there's no like story mode, easy mode. That's just one difficulty, and it is called Beat Your Ass. I don't know. I'm not really sure. Maybe chat can help out a little bit more clearly here about anything a little more akin to Jedi Survivor in its aesthetics or its functionality. And 2 is, do you have any advice for dealing with stress? And absolutely love Knights of Guinevere. It's so interesting, weird, and kind of creepy. And I think you're the only reactor who noticed the Hootie cameo. Well, thank you. Yeah, I may have been making something out of nothing, but I'm almost 100% certain that was meant to be a Hootie in the background there. But As far as dealing with stress, I consume media. That's my stress release for the most part, is just avoidance, I guess. It technically is I'll just play a video game, one that's not going to stress me out, because some of them will just stress me out more, or just dive into a show, read a book, something like that that's going to take me out of this world. That's how I deal with shit. Did I have any issues with Knights of Guinevere? I did not. Not a single one. What's up, your boy? Juz, how are you? I'm doing good. Week's been good. What's up, Cindy? How are you? Hope you're doing well. Logan's here. How's it going? Going well. What's up, Matthew? Since you did Owl House, have you thought about doing a reaction to Star versus the Forces of Evil? Right now, like I said, I have a plan. I've said this in all the videos relating to all of that. I have a plan. It is Owl House, Gravity Falls, Amphibia, the trifecta. After that, it'll probably be up to a poll before for what show comes next. That has come up a time or two, so it's hard to say. We'll see. Love the shirt, by the way. It suits you. Well, thank you. I got this. I can't remember. Honestly, she didn't remember. But like, it was when I went to Animate Raleigh to meet Michaela Murphy, the voice of Toph, and a couple of other people there. That was when I went to go see Christian Borle for the first time. It was the first con that was near me that he had been to, so I went down there to get my vinyl signed by him. So did that, and she was she had bought a bunch of these at another convention from an artist there, and was selling them at her table. And I was like, I love it. I'm gonna grab one. So I did. What's up, Albert? How are you? Doing good. Hope you're having a great day and hope you're having a great week. It's been pretty solid so far. Pretty busy, but for the most part, pretty damn solid. Hopefully there won't be any major Helluva spoilers. Guys, no Helluva Boss spoilers. I mean, it doesn't come up all that much, that frequently, but I'm super excited for you to get into it. Let's see. Happy Saturday, gang. Knights of Guinevere was fucking fire. Yes, it was. I really do hope it gets turned into a full-on series, because I feel like there's so much to mine in it, and it's beautiful. No idea what Marvel zombies are. They're Marvel characters who are zombies, who are turned into zombies. It's a different reality in Marvel in which a virus goes out and starts infecting all the superheroes. What's good, bud? What's up, Apex? How are you? What's up, gang? Missed y'all last week. Welcome back, Vince. What's up, Bianca and Aaron? How are you? Have you noticed a lot of new indie shows have been announced within a month of each other? I mean, not that I'm aware of. I don't really have an ear down to that space. I haven't really heard of any other ones other than Homestuck, but I don't know. Does that even count at this point? I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm loving Helluva Boss. The characters are all great and so interesting. Speaking of current, of course, you're in you've only finished season 1 so far, and I'm assuming you watched Mission 0, or did you watch the original pilot, or both? I'm kind of curious. But either way, having only finished season 1 so far, who's your favorite character? What's up, Jazzy? How are you? Cats are all pretty good. Biscuit's been hanging out a lot lately. Been entertaining the idea of testing him inside, see if he's any better with the cats, because it's just making me sad how much he's just hanging around. What's up, M. Sephiroth? How are you? Been a while since I've checked in on one of these. Hope you're doing good. It's all been pretty good on this front, man. So far, so good. Just keeping on, moving forward. When did you start? When did I start collecting? That's a good question. I don't know what got me kicked off on it. I can't even tell you what my first one was. It may have been a gift. And then it just started from there, because they would have like little cute characters from my favorite fandom, so then I just kind of isolated in on that. I think some of my first ones were my Kingdom Hearts ones, so I'm not really sure. Because it would have been, like, I had a decent amount, I think, before I started filming. I can't remember when I started adding him into the backdrop. I can't remember if it was before I started the channel or if it was during the evolution of the channel. Skipped the old pilot entirely. Perfectly fine decision. Perfectly fine decision. There's some Easter eggs and allusions to it, and obviously the full original jingle, but nothing super important in there at all. That hints why Mission Zero exists. What do you think will happen in Hazbin Hotel Season 2? I don't know, man. I think we're gonna have a rematch between Vox and Alistair at some point. And other than that, I'm not really sure. And I'm willing to bet that Vox may somehow wind up brainwashing Lucifer. Because somebody made a very valid point that he made a point to say he doesn't watch TV. He doesn't keep tabs on anybody, and now he's re-entered the world. And if he's not immune to it or used to it, maybe he will be susceptible to it. And that shot of Lucifer, what if he's under Vox's control? That would be insane if that's the case. Other than that, I really don't know. I have no idea. What's up, Sheldor? How are you? Question: when was the last time Baron Zemo was in an MCU project? Was it Falcon and the Winter Soldier? Yep, as far as I can recall, I think that was the last one. Love this week's Peacemaker. Me too. Like I said in my reaction, I kind of feel like that episode needed to happen sooner. And I think everything would have been flowing a lot better. Latest Peacemaker episode just made me want the comedic tone to come back. I get that you want a darker approach, and I like that you're doing this direction, but it doesn't really have to be mean. We have to minimize how funny the show was. I love how vigilante scenes have been very minimal. I mean, I don't love that I hate it, but I love the correlation with vigilante having much less scenes in the show and Peacemaker dialing down on the comedy substantially. Which is funny because I feel like most people are like saying the opposite. I've seen a lot more people saying that they still think there's too much comedy in the show. So it's interesting about that. What's up, Nether? Your video is always comforting, and I'll rewatch your reacts to my favorite episodes. Well, I really appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. Why do some shows have to be edited and others can be viewed in full? Only YouTube videos can really be viewed in full. You know, so like stuff, and that's only because if the creators are okay with that. Like with Spindle Horse and their stuff, or a lot of the other indie shows. As long as you're adding something to it and you're not just sitting there re-uploading it and not doing nothing. Most YouTube channels are perfectly fine with that sort of thing. It's kind of like an unspoken respect or rule or idea. And so if it's like a show that originated on YouTube, it's perfectly fine. But like when you deal with studios, corporations, with anything outside of that sphere, you start having to drudge into legal territories like fair use and stuff like that, and they're going to be really protective. Some of them are illegally so overprotective, like Paramount or Universal. You know, they will try to get away with bending and breaking fair use law as much as possible to get ownership of anything using their content, whether it's legal or not. So that's why you have to edit for anything outside of the indie sphere, really. I mean, and you like in most cases, I feel like even in the indie sphere, it's probably a best practice to do that as well, unless you really are transforming it through and through. Like I feel like I do. I feel like there are some people that maybe don't, but I feel like I do a pretty good job, and I've gotten at least permission from everybody I've reacted to on this front, or at least tertiary permission to do what I do for most of my things. But it's all in the hands of the owner at the end of the day. But let's see, most like that kind of God of War, Ghost of Tsushima, and I'd say, well, rather different too, but still, Ghost of Tsushima might be actually a little bit closer than I would say God of War. God of War is kind of similar. The newer one, at least, not the old one. It's hard to say. What's up, Dipper? How are we doing today? We are doing good. What's up, Terrence? Just finished Knights of Guinevere episode, and I have to say the color really pops out. I like how it looks. Yes, indeed. I still got to finish Jedi Survivor. It's just sitting inside my Xbox. Dude, I love Survivor. You know, both Fallen Order and Survivor. I love them so much. They're so good. The barbers I go to are getting me to watch more movies and stuff because I'm an uncultured swine. They already have a huge list of shit for me, so I'm going to be super nerd by the time I go through them all. Hell yeah. Did you ever think you'll be this popular on YouTube? No, not in the slightest. I honestly, I thought it would have been an extreme pipe dream to ever think our channel would get to 100K. I thought that was unobtainable. And honestly, a large part of it came from diving into the Helluverse. Between Hazbin Hotel, we were at 50-something K before we started Hazbin Hotel. And by the time we started Hazbin Hotel and started doing Helluva Boss, we shot up across 100. Across a couple of other things. I think 30,000 of it, though, of that boost that came from Helluverse reactions, which is insane. So I'm definitely glad I did that. It helped get way more eyes on the channel, especially considering one of my Hazbin Hotel reactions has 500,000 views, which is batshit insane. And I get that some of that is because people are trying to get the show without paying for the show, and then they get mad at me for cutting away and editing and chopping it up and talking over it because they're trying to find a way around the Prime subscription. But fuck you and thanks for the views. Let's see. I'm excited for Peacemakers episodes 6 through 8. The reveals and Easter eggs, anything's fair game, I think. Heck, Batman could cameo. I don't know, man. Like, how secretive they've been about this last little section. I don't want to get, like, overexcited, but I'm pretty damn excited and curious who all's going to actually cameo in the show. I do miss playing D&D. My DM just went completely crazy against all of us and blocked me out of nowhere. Now I'm hoping to DM myself at some point. Wow, I wonder what happened. That sucks. My DM, like, we've been on hiatus for a while for a couple of different reasons. One, it was just scheduling for a minute. And then turned out there was my DM, because my DM only does in person. He hates doing anything over Zooms or anything of the sort, or Discord or whatever. And turns out the D&D space, the entire downstairs where everything was set up, had like extreme water damage from something that happened during our hiatus. So the entire basement's been completely off limits. So we've just been sitting here in the dark waiting for anything to happen. And I'm so I'm having like strong D&D withdrawals at this point. What's up, Gavin? How are you? Really like the latest Alien Earth episode. I want to let you know that there's a character in the Alien comics called Eloise, or Ellie, as she often gets called, is a synthetic / xenomorph. Where's your part 2? Nope. Hybrid, made by a scientist and a doctor, Fred Leitcher. Like, she's able to communicate with the Xenos. Interesting. See, like the comics, I know there's a lot of stuff in there. I've not dabbled all too much. That's interesting. Rick Flag Sr. is such a flirt. I just remember that Gunn did say that his character is a womanizer. That he is. Just got back from a trip on Tuesday. My mom had to go back to work on Wednesday. I had an okay trip, but when I got back, my brother was not happy. I came home. Well, that's rude. I'm glad you had a good trip, though. But why would your brother not be happy you're back? What's up, Logan? Question, have you ever heard of the channel B-Mask? If not, He has done 2 videos I really enjoy. We are the Fantastic Four, on hour-long retrospective on the Four and why they matter. Never heard of them. Never heard of them at all, so this is a first. And then not just to Marvel, but to comics as a whole, the real story of the Thunderbolts, which has some of the best motion comics animation I've seen, and the voice work is superb. Awesome, great recommendation. If I have the time, if I remember as well, maybe I'll check them out. Also, really loving your Helluva Boss reactions. They're amazing, and your analysis are always on point. Thank you. I really, really appreciate that. I still need to edit my interview with Adam Nalen. Had a really, it's like an hour and a half that we chatted and talked about stuff. He's a writer on the show. In season 1, he was more of a consultant. You'll see his name in the special thanks and stuff like that. He wrote the new pilot. He wrote Mission Zero. He was the lead writer on that. And he came on board for Spindlehorse officially throughout most of season 2, taking lead on a lot of those episodes. He's one of Brandon Rogers' writers, and that's how he found his way in, because he was friends with Brandon and got into the system. So anyway, that's a whole other thing we can get into whenever that goes out. But like, yeah, getting to go into that, and like, he was actually the one that brought my name up to Viv at one point or another when I met him at Level Up. That's when I found out about that, because he says, I mean, not to toot my own horn, but he says he feels like I'm one of the few people that actually understands what they're trying to do when it comes to reactors. So hell yeah, I'll take it, man. I'll take that win. Let's see. I'm currently on Gen V Season 2, Episode 2, and no spoilers, but I like it more than Season 1. Season 1 was okay, but I wasn't the biggest fan of some of the writing there. I can't say that one way or the other right now, especially just after 2 episodes like you said. It's hard to say. I really loved Season 1. Right now with Season 3, or Season 2, sorry, with the first 3 episodes, it's all going to be based on whatever happens in the last, set of episodes, because the first 3 is just all set up. Like, there's some fun stuff going on, but I need to get into the meat before you really start saying what's what. For me, at least. I love watching your Gravity Falls videos. It helps me. I've never seen the show, but you make me laugh. Aw, I'm glad at least I make you laugh during those, but you should definitely watch the show on your own time if you have the chance. Me talking over top of everything and cutting stuff out isn't the best way to view the show for the first time, but I appreciate it that I make it entertaining none the least. Did you know the voice of Moxie gave us a teaser for an episode of Helluva Boss Season 3? You keep saying Session 3, which I find interesting, but I keep saying Season 3 anyway. I wonder if you're intending to do that. Anyway, I mean, a bunch of them have given multitudes of different little teasers for Season 3. But I'm not sure which one specifically you're referring to, though. But I've seen a lot of different ones. Excited for Stranger Things Season 5 and The Boys Season 5. Everyone's saying is that they will suck, but I'm holding out hope that after the Stranger Things trailer and Gen V Season 2, I feel like this is a sentence that continues on in another comment, but or maybe no. I just like, after the trailer and Season 2, everything's fine. Never mind. I guess that makes sense. Did I watch Guinevere? Yes, I got a full reaction. I posted it yesterday. Go check it out. Let's see. One of my shows ended, and I was pretty much upset with the ending. I had a really bad week, and sometimes I just want to go in my room, hide under my pillow, and sleep all day. I get that. I totally get that. Especially, excluding external factors. When a show I love ends, I always get that wave of depression, man. Like, intensely so. Have I seen the Demon Slayer movie? Which one? There's multiple ones. But I have seen... The only Demon Slayer I've seen has been out of context clips on Twitter. And I've seen the first 13 minutes of the Infinity Castle. Because for JVS, I was the one who they selected to cover that panel. even though I've never seen Demon Slayer. They had me and also another guy who'd never seen Demon Slayer cover that panel, and it was a wild panel, man. It was one of their biggest ones in Hall H, and it was what I saw was great. I just had no idea what was going on. I didn't really know any of the characters other than from what I've seen just in pop cultural and in passing and whatnot, but I really liked what I saw. It's definitely moved that show higher on my list to check out eventually. But I'm so behind on a lot of modern anime. What's my favorite alcohol drink? That's a tough one. Not that there's a lot, it's just like I'm fine with a lot, but there's not very many that I crave other than like maybe like a margarita. I love that shit. If it's like intensely fruity and basically candy, I will consume the absolute fuck out of it. Keep me away from Jello shots, cause I won't know when to stop. That's one thing I'll say. Cause you just pop them in and you're just done. It's like, so good. And then by the time you realize how many you've had, you're completely blasted. Was the day he passed, it was a grave that really hurt. Oh, I guess there was an additional to this. I'm sorry, I didn't read this. It was the day that he passed and I went to his grave and it really hurt. I'm sorry, I didn't see that 10K. I guess I misunderstood the flag up at the top. I'm really, really sorry to hear that, man. Let's see. Every week I have Gen V Season 2 on Wednesdays, Peacemaker Season 2 on Thursdays, and Daryl Dixon on Sundays. I love TV seasons each year. What do we got right now? Well, Alien ends this Tuesday, which is nice, because I'm always glad when it's over, because that means I don't have another show to edit or pay editors for or worry about or stress about. Even though, because I do enjoy watching the shows and stuff like that, but like I do get kind of bogged down in the minutia of all the other stuff that happens once I turn off the recording, you know? So I am excited for that to be done, but it's not like we're not also getting thrown a bunch of Marvel shit next week too. What's up, AJ Snook? How are you? I have a feeling Disney might have an issue with Knights of Guinevere as it's poking fun at Disney. And it's not like they're the only ones. I mean, South Park's laid into Disney for decades now. Who cares if they have it? There's nothing they can really do about it. And it's nothing nobody's already said before. I just want to make it clear that he has stated he loves the Thunderbolt movie. He just wanted to showcase the comic version. Fair enough. What's up, Alba? How are you? I want to ask if you ever consider reacting to Alice in Borderlands. It is so underrated. Also, Season 3 is coming next week. I would love to see your thoughts on it. Love from Spain. Well, shouts out to Spain. I've never seen it. It has been in consideration. It is on my poll list. But I just hadn't really got around to it yet. Again, there's just so many shows, man. It's literally impossible to try to watch everything everybody wants me to watch or everything that I want to watch, because a lot of shows that I want to watch that I don't have time to. Like, I still haven't watched the King of the Hill reboot, and I fucking love King of the Hill. I haven't had time to watch it. I heard it's great though, which is great. Peacemaker episode 5 was the most emotional episode of the show I've seen. I didn't feel that way, but I'm glad you did. I think there's been some heavier episodes for me up until this point. I still don't know what the hell Homestuck is, and at this point, it's almost funnier having zero context. Also, too afraid to ask. It's one of those things that I have always heard about, and I never really knew what it was because I really didn't keep up with what was going on online, what was popular online back when it was really kind of taking its way across the internet or anything like that. It was one of those things I always heard of, but I never knew what it was. So now that it's a show, I have a closer idea, and I'll probably check it out once it's animated. Then I'll see what it's all about. But it was, yeah, I don't really know. We'll see. Why can't Vivs Pop give us an answer of the characters' ages in Helluva Boss? We have their ages, or at least we know Luna's age and we know Millie's age. I can't remember if we know Blitz or Moxie's though. Luna's 22, Millie's 27. I would assume the rest of them are kind of close in age. I thought Solus and Blitz were like early 30s, but I can't remember. Also want to ask, I wanted to get my best friend into Helluva Boss, but I don't know if I should start with Mission 0 or the pilot. Don't. If they haven't watched it at all, don't watch the original pilot. Throw it out. It sets a precedent for the show that is inaccurate of the show. Get rid of it. Don't watch it. That's why Mission 0 exists. Start with Mission 0. Yeah, I mean, the original pilot is not canon. So it serves really no purpose anymore to watch it. Thank you, Traineer, for the super chat. You deserve all the money. I adore you. Well, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it, man. I really, really do. Let's see. Now, where did I leave off? Here we are. Let's see. Seeing Vigilante cried caught me off guard. He's like the only character there that's the same since season 1. Seeing him have a different emotion was a nice scene, and adds carrying him. I think it's because he really does, you know, he cares. Not really about anybody else except for Chris. Like, that's his only real friend, at least in his mind. So like him leaving really shattered him. And yeah, it was the first time we've really seen him actually be vulnerable like that. That part really got me. When oddly enough, when Adrian started to break, that's when I actually felt the most during all of that. What's up, Luna and B? A bit personal, but are you married? I am not. I was once. I am not anymore. And we got another super chat. Lily-chan-san coming in here with her regular old bomb. What's up, Omni? Loved your reaction to Helluva Boss new pilot and Guinevere, Knights of Guinevere pilot. Also, thank you for keeping me updated on the cute kitties. That's what you signed up for. I apologize for not giving as many updates as I would like. A lot of the times it's because I'm so busy with other shit. And other times it's because they're doing cute things in maybe a part of the house that I should probably clean a little bit more. But when you got 11 cats, it's kind of difficult to keep the house spick and span. So, I don't know. I'm just a little apprehensive about that sometimes because, like, my God, this room is chaos right now. Holy shit. So yeah, I'm working on it. Let's see. Also, how do you feel about Eagly being the prime eagle? That was fucking hilarious. So funny. I'm so glad that paid off in the end. That was probably the highlight of the episode, I think. Do you think Alistair will be the main villain in the show? He talks about once he unclips his wing, he'll be the one pulling all the strings. I think that's his hope. I think he wants to be. I just don't know if he's going to be able to usurp any of these other greater powers. We'll have to find out, though. I do feel like if he does achieve it, I think there is a very strong possibility, though, he may be the show's big bad by the end. I feel bad for Vigilante, especially it kind of feels like he's being left out. I kind of miss his friendship with Peacemaker. That is the thing that I guess is the fallout of season 1. Season 1 was Chris finding a new group of people, a new group of friends, because before that it was just him and Adrian. And now that he's not the only one in Chris's social circle, he does feel left out. He is jealous, he is sad, and it is kind of sad to see because they also kind of treat him like this leper that just kind of hangs out with them at times. But yeah, I feel you with that as well. It's what happens when your best friend starts finding other friends. Eagly has the powers of an animal man and beast boy. It seems where he can connect to all animal life on the planet. I think specifically eagles. I think it's specifically eagles, because that was just all eagles that showed up to defend him at the end. Have you ever played Little Nightmares 3 demo yet? I've never played any of the Little Nightmares, any of things, so I have not. No. Not for want of trying or anything like that, or for any reason in particular other than I just haven't had time, and there's other games that I feel like are a higher priority. I've just never really played any of the Little Nightmare games. So fucking worried about Alistair's little deal with Vaggie about not asking for his help with TV is gonna fuck. Oh! Oh, shit. I didn't even think about that. You're right. He could easily weaponize that to deal with this TV technology in any way, shape, or form, or whatever the hell the deal was. And he wouldn't get involved. But he's got to. He's got a personal vendetta against Vox. So I feel like it's going to be interesting to see what he does with that. I did not consider that piece of information at all. And also there's still the deal, the trade-off that Charlie made as well. I got Prime so that I could watch Hazbin Hotel Season 2 and Helluva Boss Season 3. Well, you're going to be waiting a little while for that Helluva Boss Season 3. That definitely won't be until next year, more than likely. But Season 2 of Hazbin Hotel comes out next month. What's up, Ginger? How are you? Doing good. Kitties are also all pretty good for the most part. Hope we're done with the bird blindness jokes. It seems like it. We didn't have anything in this last episode. Favorite character has to either be Stolas or Moxie. Moxie's my boy. Like, it's either between Moxie or Fizz, and you've only seen a little bit of Fizz right now from the Aussies episode. It's down to those two, but I think most consistently as one of the main players, it's most certainly Moxie for me. Blitz is the most fascinating character, I think, for me, though, to watch the story of, and Stolas, I think, is the best design in the show. I love a little bit of everybody in a lot of different ways. I really don't like the bird blindness jokes. It was funny the first time around, but they kept bringing it up and it kind of lost its charm real quick for me. Would ever watch Power Rangers on my channel? Question. I watched Once and Always, the anniversary special. The owners for Power Rangers are absolutely horrid about copyright. So covering Power Rangers in any expanded way would be really difficult. But the thing is, I've seen all of MMPR, so it'd really be filling in what I haven't seen, just kind of slowly sprinkled out across all the different shows. So, I mean, maybe. I've thought about it, like trying to keep up with the newer shows, but I never really dove into that for the copyright reasons. My little weirdo needed that hug. Adrian actually made me cry. That was when I finally got a little misty in that episode, I think. Do I have any words for small creators who can't really react to TV shows because they aren't big and still edit the shows? I mean, just sit down, hit record, and go. And there's no reason, like, for whatever size channel you are that you can't react to a show. I mean, that's what I did as well. You know, I just kind of threw myself into it. I didn't really know how to edit. I didn't really know the right way to go about everything. It was all like a learning process to figure it out. I think the best thing to do, best piece of advice, is if you have a PC. I have no idea how it works on Mac. So if you have Windows, though, I know you can run 2 instances of OBS. Have one recording your face, your audio, and the mix for the show on separate tracks. And then the show, one of them just recording the show, your voice, your mix, and the tracks, all separated on different tracks, so you can put the stuff together and you can hide the footage as you need to as you are editing. That's probably the best piece of advice I can kind of give, because that makes syncing it up insanely easy, and also you're not stuck having all of your stuff in one clip. So you can hide things as well to dance around the copyright a little bit more. But size of your channel has nothing to do on what you can do, what kind of videos you can make. Last one, I have to go and meet up with my grandpa before he gets transported. I have a theory that Alistair, I wanted your thoughts on it. So how the demons say that Alistair is a radio demon and uses overlords and other demons' voices for his podcast, and if he was that evil, why would he help Charlie without a purpose. So there's two theories. One, he is using her and is trying to guide her power, or Lilith. Also, how the hell do you be... oh, shit. That's a different thing. Weird. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what it is about the consuming of overlords. It wasn't that he was using their voices for his podcast. He was just broadcast their deaths on his radio show so that it would instill fear in everybody else, and probably even collected their souls and made himself stronger. That's probably a part of it. And I think there's a multitude of reasons. Why is he helping Charlie? I think because he has to. I think he is, whoever holds his chain, which I think it's Lilith, is ordering him to help Charlie and protect the hotel, because he says he has to protect the hotel. And obviously he retreated when he had to because he was about to die, so his life is more valuable than his mission, because I think he wants to get out of that deal, whatever it is. But also, him getting a deal with Charlie, like he says in We're Ready for This, she's full of potential that I can guide. I think, again, yes, I think both are true. I think both of those very well could be true. Let's see. I'm being harassed by mosquitoes. Someone send help. That is the worst. I've got gnats. They've got in the house, and I've been plagued by them forever. That's one of the downsides of being on the river. So many insects. So anytime I open the door to put out cat food or let any of the cats in or out, I let in a bunch of these fuckers, and it gets so annoying. I wanted to ask, do you just take the hit on monetization for Helluva Boss and let Spindlehorse claim the ad revenue? They don't claim the videos. For Helluva Boss, they very rarely claim anything. Most of the time, nothing. And if there is one, it's usually due to the automatic flagging from YouTube. They let it go. Like if you just put up a dispute and be like, hey, I'm reacting to this, I'm giving commentary, blah, 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 they'll let it go. They're very, very supportive of the Reactor community because it's what's helped spread the word of the show so much. So most of the time, they either will not claim it whatsoever or they'll let it go. Now, Amazon with Hazbin Hotel is a very different beast. I've heard, though, I haven't really tested this out because when I did all my reactions, I was one of the first people to get through every episode, so I didn't really know this going into it. But I've heard that while it's slower to get your videos up, Amazon, or at least whatever, will also treat your Hazbin Hotel stuff the same way. I've never tested that out personally, but I've seen other videos up in full, almost in the same way that we do for Helluva Boss, but I just, again, not just to play it safe, I didn't really want to flirt with challenging Amazon on any of that because I've gotten a strike from them before, and I know other channels that have, so it's just like a little scary. But nothing with Mission Zero, and it was on Amazon, so I don't know. It's just, as far as like it goes for Helluva Boss, I've never really been afraid to just do what I do because they support our side of things. So it's perfectly fine. So I don't really worry about that. Also, Serpentius is back. Very interesting. Is he back or is it a flashback? I think it's probably a flashback, but who knows? Maybe he does get himself kicked out of heaven. Maybe it's not all it's chalked up to be. You should watch an anime called Takopi's Original Sin. I've heard of Original Sin, but I don't know if Takopi's a different thing or not. Again, way too many shows, way too little time. But maybe. But as far as anime goes, it's probably, right now, that's not on my radar as far as ones I really want to dive into when I have the chance. Happy Batman Day! Which actor is your favorite live-action Batman? Weirdly enough, and definitely not as a Snyder bro at all. Not me. Not that kind of guy. But I love Ben Affleck. I think he's been the best looking Batman. I think he's been the best representation of Bruce Wayne. I think he's been the best looking Batman and all that crap. I think he's been the most closely tied to Batman we've seen. Problem is, the writing absolutely fucked that version of the character into oblivion, and that's the problem. I think out of all, I like him as the casting the most, even if I don't like how he's handled most of the time we've seen him, so it's a weird dichotomy. He's my favorite live-action Batman in look and in spirit. The way that he's been used, though, I've not been a fan of. So it's a weird like quid pro quo, or teeter-totter act to play there, balancing act. You notice some shows you barely have to edit, and others you have to do some heavy edits. It just really depends. I mean, the ones where I don't edit really next to anything at all, it's usually a YouTube video. If it's housed and lives on YouTube, it's usually pretty easy to deal with. And also, it just depends from company to company. If you're dealing with Universal or Paramount, you're gonna have to chop that motherfucker up. Warner Brothers has been pretty lenient in a lot of ways. Like, they'll claim it, but they'll drop it when you actually fight it because they got no ground to stand on. But Universal and Paramount are absolute fuckers when it comes to stuff. But which has me a little scared with all this bidding, this supposed rumored bidding war that might go on with WB, because Netflix is kind of hit or miss. But if Paramount or, God forbid, Universal gets their hands on WB as a property, oh no, not looking good. Cyborg working for Argus is connected with Wayne Enterprises in the comics. I wonder if she'll work for Wayne Enterprises in the future. Interesting. I don't know anything about that character at all, so I was really shocked when that happened. Dropping in to say that if you do more anime, I highly recommend Dr. Stone. It's my favorite thing ever. I've heard of it. I have no idea what it's about, though. Is Vox going to be the next main villain in Hazbin Hotel Season 2, just like Adam was in Season 1? Yes, that has been confirmed for a long time, that the V's, and most specifically Vox, is the main villain in Season 2 of Hazbin Hotel. And it's already been confirmed. Unlike Adam, we will actually be seeing way more of Vox, because Adam kind of loomed in the background and we barely saw him. Vox will be very in our face throughout most of Season 2 from what they've said. Since Helluva Boss is on Prime, will you have to edit it as you didn't have issues with Helluva Boss but issues might happen? So far, everything's been fine, and I did Mission 0 like I've done every other Helluva Boss video. Now, when the official episodes come out, like Season 3 comes out, I'm curious if they'll treat it the same or not. But with Mission 0 as a test, I didn't edit it. I treated it just like I did. I treated it just like I did with the first couple seasons on YouTube. So hopefully that bodes well for us in the future. I want a Jedi 3 in the coming years, fingers crossed. I'm pretty sure it's already confirmed, but I don't know when it's going to come out, though. How did I get the Power Rangers mask? Well, that one? Toys R Us, when that used to exist and when they still sold them. It's from the Legacy Collection. Question about Man of Tomorrow. What villains would you want to see? For me, I'm going to go with Maxima. Mainly because I just want to see, I just want good female villains, you know. Well, Maxima, what was it? I can't remember her name. Maxima? I'm not, I don't know. I want Brainiac. That's who I want to see in a film, in a DC film, really, really badly. And if if Superman and Lex have to team up, that'd be a good person for them to team up against, where you got to combine the brain and the brawn against Brainiac. I'm on Friends Season 7 currently, by the way. Hell yeah, you're almost at the end, man. Happy Batman Day. Happy Batman Day, everybody. Oh, and also, how the hell do you beat Bode on Jedi Survivor? I've been trying to beat that son of a bitch for 4 days. And what's your favorite moment from the game, and who's your favorite character? 2 of 2. And do you think we'll ever see Cal and Merle? Why am I blanking right now? Marin, not Merlin, Marin. You threw me off with that. In live action, do you think they are still at Tanalor, or what's your favorite boss, and did you laugh when you go up against the demon himself? Rick the Door Technician. Dude, I mean, you can watch. I have my whole playthrough of Jedi Survivor on the channel. So you can see my reaction to that madness. So you can watch my entire playthrough for Jedi Survivor. I've got it up. It's on the channel right now. And yeah, the Rick the Door Technician thing slayed me. I don't remember having that many issues with Bode. Given the first time you fight him, you're supposed to lose. The second time though, yeah, I don't remember having that many issues with him. But I can't remember. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. My favorite character though is Marin. She's also the baddest bitch in all of Star Wars and my Star Wars queen. Give me that goth Night Sister booty right now. Did you hear that God might appear in the Hazbin Hotel and might be a female, according to Vibsy Pop? Has that been said at all? That's a new one for me. I feel like I would have heard that. Where was that said? I thought I had heard that they were not going to actually go that high up into the Pantheon. That would also explain why they removed the God poster from the Cherub episode for the Prime version of the show, though. But God being a female also makes sense if they do go that route and it's Viv. That would make sense. Also, it's not the first time that's happened. It happens a lot in media, most notably in Dogma, one of my favorite Kevin Smith movies. Let's see. What did you think of the Helluva Boss board game? I got a preview of it when I was at SDCC. I mean, I don't know how it plays. I got like a coupon for it before it ever went public. But I don't know. I mean, I got nothing. I'd have to play it to really tell you how I feel about it, though. I have a theory, Omni, that we're both on Earth X. That we're on Earth X. We could see a live-action Red Sun Superman played by David Cornsweat, of course. Oh, that would be sick. That would be cool. Even though Red Sun Superman's Russian, but still, who cares? Tomato, tomato. I don't know. I'm excited to see where that goes. I love that last Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. episode reaction. Never thought after all of those seasons that Talbot would have powers. Me either, dude. Me either. I didn't see that coming at all until it happened. I adore your Appa Tea. It's cute. Thank you, thank you. The Amazing Digital Circus pilot will have 393 million views, and the other episodes got 50 to 100 million views. One of the most viewed indie animated shows on YouTube. Those are definitely stats. Just saw the new Demon Slayer movie. How are you? Or the Damon Slander movie, according to that autocorrect. Do you think Eddie will come back as a vampire in Stranger Things Season 5? I would like Eddie to come back, but I feel like it would be not well received, and they'd have to have a really good reason. With D&D lore, it would make sense, but I don't know about it actually happening. I do love that theory, but as a vampire, maybe not, but as an undead, something, maybe. He had some drama with the one girl that he played with, which I stayed out of completely, and he had replaced us and blocked us for no reason. Luckily, he managed to save the character sheets. That works out at least. That's what happens when you get all intermingled like that. Drama at the table will definitely do it. My first Omni reaction was specifically The Last of Us Season 1's long time. I saw you in a reaction compilation for that episode and had to see the full reaction immediately. I subbed. I'm glad they brought you in. I'm glad that like people can come over from those compilation videos sometimes, man. It's been a pretty solid boon for the channel here and there. I'm also done Harry Potter Book 3, and then it's on to Lord of the Rings. Hell yeah. I love that You Will Be Okay in the background. Thank you, thank you. Go check out Frost FM for all their awesome remixes, given I am playing this at 1.5 speed. So it is, if you actually watch the video itself, at a much slower tempo. James Gunn revealed in a podcast this week that Michael Rooker could return as another character in the DCU. And that's not unfamiliar. I wouldn't be shocked to see him again as somebody else. What characters from a series do you think were ruined or overused in your opinion? Cecile from The Flash. I liked her so much when she was introduced in a relationship with Joe, and then the more she stuck around, the more could not stand that bitch. And I don't know what that is. There's rumors that like it was just the showrunner's favorite character for some reason, but she kept becoming more and more important. Then she got powers, and then more and more and more and more. And I got so sick and tired of seeing her face. She's a gorgeous fucking woman, but my God, I couldn't stand looking at her anymore. Has any Hazbin or Helluva Boss episodes been demonetized by YouTube? None of mine. None of mine have been. What's your favorite stance? Mine's dual wield. Dual wield is also my favorite stance. I'll juggle between that and the saber staff. That's usually my two go-tos. Although I haven't been around, I still very much love your videos, and the next reaction channel I mod for. You are still one of only 4 reactors I watch. I'm curious who the other 4 are then. You don't have to share, but I'm curious. By the way, Omni Fantastic Four movie is about to be on Prime on September 23rd for people to rent. That's what I was talking about earlier this stream. Yeah, we got that coming out this week, which I will be trying to find time to react to. So check out my reactions whenever the hell that drops. But it'll be on Patreon as soon as I'm done watching it. How's it feel to be popular? It doesn't really feel like it until I go out in public to like a convention. Like if I'm like out and about in my local town, nobody bats an eye. But if I go to a convention, I've gotten a little more used to it at this point. But like when people go up and actually recognize me at the cons, like it was definitely surreal as hell at first. And let alone when like a celebrity I'm there to visit recognized me. Because that's happened a couple of times. Like with Paul Sung Lee, he had watched our reactions to Avatar, the live action show, to see what people's opinions were of the show. And he was a fan of the reactions and stuff like that. And so that caught me off guard. He recognized me before I met the table. Same thing with Alex Brightman. He also loved my Helluva Boss reactions. And when I went to meet him for the first time, he was like, "Hey, I know you." And I fucking froze like a deer in headlights. I was like, "What the hell do you mean you know me?" And then Travis Willingham, who a lot of Critical Role, a lot of the dudes at Critical Role. Most notably, I know like Travis watches a lot of our stuff. Matt is a huge fan of the channel, and Liam O'Brien is a huge fan of the channel. Sam and like the rest of them aren't like as chronically online as I think the rest of them are, so I think that's probably why. But those 3 very much so are huge fans of the channel, which I'm hoping to work something out with good old Matt at some point, but we gotta wait and see how that goes. Those guys are busy as all hell, but I'm keeping my fingers crossed. It's weird, man. It's weird. Anyway, Gravity Universe 115. My friend recommended your Helluva Boss reactions to me. All of them were funny and sad and thought-provoking. Can't wait for season 3 reactions. Also, it's my first stream on your channel. Well, welcome, and I'm glad that somebody... Kudos and shouts out to your friend for turning you on to our fun little channel. We're not the biggest Helluva Boss reactors out there, but I'll goddamn tell you, I think I'm probably one of the best. At least when it comes to actually treating the commentary with any level of seriousness. I'll tell you that. I watch a lot of other Helluva Boss reactors. I love them to death, and they're funny as hell. But I feel like I go a little too deep into the weeds about the minutia of all the different psychological factors. But that's what I take pride in, man. I get obsessed with this shit. That's what happens when I love something. When Eagly was revealed to be the Prime Eagle in the recent episode of Peacemaker, who was thinking that Mighty Eagle from Angry Birds? As well as Rock You Like a Hurricane playing in the background. The Angry Birds thing definitely didn't come to mind at all. But, yeah, a great song choice, that's for sure. Do I realize most characters Michael Rooker plays in the last 15 years have died? Merle Dixon in The Walking Dead, Yondu in the Guardians of the Galaxy, and whoever he was in Suicide Squad. What was his name in that? Shit. I can't remember what his name was. Yeah, they've all died. That's an interesting little fact to pick up on. Oh, TJ, thank you so much for the super chat. Let me go get that and pop it up here. As always, thank you for your Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. reactions. Thank you so much for the super chat and for supporting them along the way, man. Not our biggest videos, but you guys are consistent and you voted on it, and I love it. And it's underrated as hell. It's so good. It's too good. It's disgusting how good that show actually fucking is. And even more disgusting how poorly it was treated by its parent company. But not as poorly as any of the CW shows though, but I fucking love it. And thank you for supporting it along the way. Let's see. Omni, you are Jacksepticeye levels of humble and just incapable of bigging yourself up. It's very sweet and I adore y'all. Oh, thank you. To be put in anywhere near the levels of Jacksepticeye of Sean, kind of, I gotta like bring it down a couple levels there. I love Sean so much. I love Jacksepticeye. I love his channel, his energy, his positivity, and also, yes, he does have a lot of the same mental health issues that I'm sure I do as well. You know, he seems very, very down to earth. And also, I'm a sucker for an Irish accent, so give me that top of the morning to you anytime. I should watch more of his stuff than I do. Again, it's hard to keep up with stuff, man. There's just too much shit to watch, but I love Jack. If you could watch any show with no issues, what show would you watch and react to? I mean, I'm watching and reacting pretty much everything that I want to react to, except for, I guess, more anime, because I'm so afraid of it. Then again, I'm really dabbling with those waters with One Piece, because that's one of the scariest ones to tackle. Because Toei can be very ruthless. But I think I've been doing pretty good with obscuring the footage and stuff like that to help with it. But I don't know. I mean, it would be more like what shows would I want to erase from my brain so that I could react to in the channel for the first time. Catch those popular waves. Because a lot of the biggest reactions people go out there for is like, I got Stranger Things because I had never watched it. But like, there's a lot of other ones that like are the staple reaction things, like Game of Thrones, Avatar: The Last Airbender, Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul. I mean, I caught the tail end of Better Call Saul, but it's not like people just come in and like, oh, this guy just reacted to the final season or whatever, you know? Because that's all I did. I only reacted to the final season because I'd watched all the other bits of the show on the channel before, or on my own time. So those would be that. I'd rather like erase shit from my brain and watch it for the first time or something like that. Although I've been here for a single reaction vid of yours for Alien Earth. Hell yeah, dude. Every single reaction is Alien Earth. I hope you're enjoying it, man. Hope you're enjoying it. Michael Rooker versus Sean Bean. Who dies the most? Sean Bean. Easily Sean Bean, because I can think a bunch of Michael Rooker appearances in which he doesn't die. Heard Hazbin Hotel Season 2 trailer. It's coming out October 4th. It's revealed by Amir Talai, the voice actor of Alistair. Interesting, so we got to keep an eye out for that. Don't get me wrong, though, Omni Season 1 of Gen V was still good. It's a good spinoff. It's a really good spinoff. Really good one. Hey there, hope your week has been good. What's up, Sleepy Lindsay? Finally got a long weekend next weekend for my birthday, and I'll be in Denver with my twins celebrating together. Oh, you're a twin? How's that? I've got siblings that are twins, though I don't keep up with them enough. Calling it now, Gen V viewership numbers are going to be middling and above average because of somehow successful Superman was. Don't want shows like The Boys or shows affiliated with them. I don't think that's going to impact The Boys at all personally, but who knows? I'll tell you though, like overall YouTube views, I think for everybody has dropped because apparently it's because YouTube doesn't count views from anybody using a VPN anymore. So now if you're watching YouTube channels, your favorite creators or anything like that, not only are you preventing them from getting paid because you're blocking the ads, so they're not getting any ad revenue from your view no longer is even being counted by YouTube. So you just don't exist. So you're supporting your favorite creators with nothing, which is the crazy thing. So yeah, I don't know what happened, but that's been proven now in the last couple of weeks, is that's what's been happening with the viewership over the last 2 months on YouTube, is that something changed on the back end, and now people are watching YouTube trying to block the ads or just shooting the creators in the foot even more now. If Helluva Boss had a movie, would you watch it? Of course. Of course. And Martini has the Paul Blart profile. You know, I've never actually sat down and watched that entire movie, you know? It's one thing if a show you love ends, it's another if a show ends and you hate the ending. I was like that with Game of Thrones, yes. That, Game of Thrones, Buffy, How I Met Your Mother, some of the worst show endings I can think of. When it comes to anime, I've mostly been catching up with a lot of Mobile Suit Gundam stuff I hadn't watched yet. The only Gundam shows I've seen a little bit of the original, but I grew up on Gundam Wing. That's still my favorite. I love it to death. I love it so much. You know, it just had its 30th anniversary, and there was a panel at SEC celebrating its 30th anniversary. Loved it. 08th MS Team I really liked. G Gundam was okay. That's kind of the end of my Gundam experience. Also, nice surprise to see that Norman Reedus voiced Stryker. I'll go ahead and say this just so you're not disappointed later. That's the only episode he's the voice of Stryker. Apparently Moxie and Luna have a pup, according to Moxie's voice actor. That's gotta be bullshit. That doesn't even make any sense. Yeah, it's Paul Blart. I love reading the HP books, but I don't love reading the Quidditch matches. Yeah, that can be a little annoying, reading the Quidditch match sections. Have any questions for me if you want to ask them? Not at the moment, no. Because my brother was happy because I left and he thought I'd be gone for a long time, so he was happy to me believe because he's always picking on me and always really mean to me, being opposed to the community. Well, that's rude. Beat him up. Finally started Expedition 33 and now I can see all the hype. The combat is addicting, the world is beautiful, and the characters are very well written. I hope it continues to get better as I play. I'm sure it will, because people are stroking that game off like it's saved their child or something, man. I've heard it's amazing. I want to play it whenever I have time. When I swerve bend that corner, whoa! I heard they finished filming Avengers Doomsday. That's what I've heard as well. I mean, Disney is making plenty of fun at Disney too. Lego Star Wars Rebuild the Galaxy did some, basically. Did you see the trailer for the last season of The Witcher? I feel bad for Liam Hemsworth because some of the fans online are making fun of his face. People are going to make fun of him no matter what. People are going to dig on it. People are going to take shots at it. They're really upset about everything that's happened with The Witcher. I saw the teaser. He looks fine. It looks cheap. The last couple of things they've done, even behind the scenes and on the scenes, I've not enjoyed. I've been letting down by it. Season 1's the only good season of the show so far. That's all I care. And I'm not into it at this point. I'm not going to watch it. You know, someone's doing a Lord of the Rings flip book of the full movie. Well, that's an insane undertaking. How's life? Life's good. Busy, but good. Busy, but good. I have one more week until my best friend Mia comes back. When she's around, I feel happy and everything back in the way that will be. Well, I'm glad that your friend's coming back around. Hope you guys get to spend a lot of time together. What's Knights of Guinevere, if I spelled that right? You actually did. And, like, does it have anything to do with Arthurian legend? Because Guinevere is the name of Arthur's wife. In the pilot episode, no. It's like a dystopian. It's a show so far. I mean, like, it's a pilot episode, but it's a show set in a world in which it's basically a dystopian sci-fi future where there's an entire planet, entire world that is a theme park that's basically akin to Disneyland. But it's very disgusting or gritty. Like it's definitely a commentary about what Disney used to be versus what it became, and a bunch of other stuff. So far, nothing to do with Arthurian legend, but it is just the pilot, and we haven't really gotten into a lot of where it all comes from yet, so who knows. But it's so good. All right, I have to get going. Started messages, I couldn't stop. It's all good, man. Have fun, and we'll see you next time. And I'm so far behind on the chat, man. It's crazy. Doomsday is officially wrapped. I almost cried because I love Eagly, and I was fooled into thinking he was killed. I actually fell for it, too, for a minute as well. Holy shit. I think the OG Helluva Boss pilot is great, though, if you want a good laugh. It is good just as a standalone. It's a standalone, although the kid is annoying, not gonna lie. The kid is fucking annoying. It's fine, it's just you can't let it infect your brain with any expectations of what the show's gonna be. Because it's got a lot of character, background, behaviors, and lore implications that are just not accurate anymore. Also, Vigilante crying. Oh, whoops. How? Oh, this is everybody reacting to Lily's donation. Vigilante crying, the emotional music, and Peacemaker leaving to go live in the other universe made me cry because Chris had to try again and again to redeem himself, and he keeps getting betrayed. Seemingly so, yes. But yeah, he keeps, like, it's not even just the people close to him, but the world itself, everything is failing. Yeah, I totally get it. You're our favorite creator. Well, thank you. Am I watching the new episodes of Gen V? I am. Like I mentioned, if you haven't checked my community post that I made a couple days ago, I've watched the episodes. The videos are just going to be, it's taking me some time to edit them. At the start of the stream, I actually talked about, I was in the middle of editing them to get them ready to go. They should be on the channel tomorrow. All 3 episodes in one video. It'll be out tomorrow. I just been taking my time with it because Amazon and these 3-episode drops kill me, especially when there's a lot of other stuff on the channel that we're covering. It makes it really, really fucking difficult to keep up with everything. And I've been trying to take care of my health more than I have been in the past because I've been really neglecting that for a time. What? You were married? I was once upon a time, a couple years ago. Well, I say a couple years ago. It's almost been a decade since then at this point. Oh, it has been a decade since this point, since I was, yeah. YouTube is your full-time job or is it a little hobby? Well, it's a little hobby that has become a big hobby. I still do have a full-time job. 9 to 5 every day of the week, except for the weekends. Well, some weekends I also have to be on call, but for the most part, my weekends are still open. It's like every 6 weeks I have to be on call for the weekend. Well, every other 3 weeks now. When you watch Gen V Season 2 on YouTube, just answer that question. Didn't know that you were married once. It's come up like a couple of times, but I don't bring it up that often. Richard Horvitz is a voice of a lot of millennial childhoods. Personally, I can still hear Daggett yelling "That's nuts" almost every day. Or Alpha 5 from the Power Rangers. He was the voice of Alpha 5. That was the first time I had ever heard him in anything. Yeah, he's all over my childhood, man. That, Daggett, Invader Zim, Billy and Mandy, so much stuff. You know, Mr. Beast will be in Angry Birds 3. I saw that. I don't give a shit. I don't give 2 shits about these Angry Birds movies. And I don't give a shit about Mr. Beast. I'm sorry, that's not to come off as like aggressive towards you. I just don't give a shit about either of those 2 things. Would I react to Helluva Boss if the characters were squished into a pie? What the fuck does that even mean? Also, the topic of the last episode of Peacemaker, there's a ton of portals in the alien dimension. I would lose it if they get into a 3rd attempt. That would be kind of crazy. Which Helluva show is better, Helluva or Hazbin? I think as a show, Helluva is way better. I find it way more engaging, way more interesting. On so many, there's just so much more meat to it. I love Hazbin Hotel. Like it's like trying to choose between your favorite kids. It's just in this situation, I do have a favorite kid, and it's Helluva Boss. I love your beard, or lack thereof, but thank you. I wish it would be a little more full, but these are the genes I'm cursed with. So starting a new show, I'm missing class, and I actually started the One Sneeze now because I came out on the 17th of November and I watched it a little bit, and I started it late, and I hope there's a season 2. You didn't even name what the show was. What show are you talking about? I just saw the original pile and your reaction as well. Don't worry, I will definitely watch Mission Zero. Good. It is way more accurate of a representation of the show. I think Adrian calls himself Chris's best friend, but I don't think that of him that way. Yeah, right. It is kind of a one-way street for sure, which is sad if true. I think that is the case. I think Chris does care, but I don't think he cares nearly as much as Adrian. Clearly not as much as Adrian cares. Because Chris also has other friends. Adrian also doesn't. So he focuses all of that energy onto the one, and he's trying to fit in with the rest of them as well. So would that mean Chris could have an army of eagles since him and Eagly are best buds? Technically, yeah. Now that is definitely on the table. That's for sure. Have I watched the amazing digital circus? Not yet. It is something I want to check out eventually, but I have not watched it yet. If Lilith owns Alistair's soul, does Alistair own Lilith's soul? No. If his soul is owned, that doesn't mean the other person's soul is his. That's not how that works. Or could he make Charlie his puppet? I think he's already working on that part. Apparently we will get Alistair's past in Hazbin Hotel Season 2. I think we're going to get a little bit of it. I don't think we're going to get a lot, but I think we're going to get more than we've got so far. Best friend. Sorry, not best free. I knew what you meant, so no worries there. I got you with that one. Well, I watched Ben 10, like I mentioned last week, but you weren't here last week, so it's not really your fault. We talked about this last week because somebody else asked. I've seen most of the original Ben 10 show and Alien Force, but I don't know that I've seen all of it, but I've seen most of it. But as far as reactions to it, it would just have to win a poll. It'd have to pop on the poll. I'm not really... I mean, I watched it growing up for a hot minute, but I definitely fell off after a little while. Once it got to Alien Force is kind of when I started to fall off somewhere towards the end. I'm not even sure I ever finished Alien Force. Love reactions, watching you since late 2024. Hell yeah. Let's see, you know that Moxie might get revenge on his dad and maybe find his mother? Well, I mean, find his mother might be a difficult thing, assuming like they showed us that she's dead, but who knows? If she's not, that'd be a happy little surprise. Hopefully you react to the Amazing Digital Circus this year. I'm gonna hope to. Have I seen the Transformers? What iteration? There are so many iterations. I've seen a little bit of the original show. I never really liked the original Transformers all that much, or the original movie. It was fine. I was not really into cars, but I really loved Beast Wars. That was my Transformers show. That was my thing. I loved that to death. I've seen all the live action films. I've seen some of the other stuff that had come out in the mid-2000s about the Transformers, but I've never really been a Transformers guy. Crazy how it would be different doppelganger Adrian from the Airverse is from the other world Chris is in now. That is also very... They're so different. And even that's still not very comic book accurate at all, but it's still fucking wild all the same. I really hope that we get to watch Amazing Digital Circus before the year ends. I'll definitely watch it before the show's over. I'll say that. Was that kaiju at the end of episode 5 the same one that was in Superman? Yes. Yes, it was. Hope we get to see Earth 2 Lex Luthor. Well, that's interesting. I didn't even think about that. I mean, maybe we will. Maybe we will. Have I ever played any gacha games like Genshin Impact, Wuthering Waves, or thought about playing them? The closest thing I've played to that's similar to that would have been Ever Crisis. No, not Ever Crisis. Well, I mean, Ever Crisis is one, but what was it? That Final Fantasy VII Battle Royale game. First Soldier. And I tried to play Star Wars... Was it Star Wars Galaxies or something like that? It was a mobile game for a little while. I don't know. Not really. No, not really. But I have. Alistair also passes up multiple opportunities to take souls. I think he can't make any deals right now for any soul. He can make cute little requests and stuff, but not full-fledged soul deals. And that might be because his soul isn't his currently. So maybe he can no longer claim souls, but he can make other deals, just not for a soul. That's a good observation. Why can't you do full reactions of Hazbin, even though Vizzy Pop owns Hazbin? She doesn't. Unlike Helluva Boss, Hazbin is owned by A24 and by Amazon for distribution. That's my understanding, at least. Like, everything has to go through them. Viv, however, owns and controls everything on the Helluva Boss side of things. That's part of the deal with Amazon. So all of that is decided by them. Who's your favorite voice actor for the Joker? Mark Hamill. They're undefeated. I unfortunately love Pattinson. Pattinson is a good Batman. He's a good Batman. What's up, Michael? How are you doing? Also, thank you for the timing for stuff like Gorse got away with the cutting nothing out of his Ruby reaction when he ran through the series for V9 because Ruby started as a web animation. See, that's the thing though. Rooster Teeth is tricky because with Red vs. Blue and with Death Battle, I tried reacting to those at certain points and I couldn't post them. They got blocked every time, no matter how much I cut it or trimmed it down. So I don't know how that goes. Rooster Teeth is a different fucking animal that I never figured out, but they don't exist anymore. So, well, they're kind of coming back. Any questions for me? You are a traineer. Stop trying to trick me with your multiple accounts. I wonder if Silas Stone, Victor Stone's father, made a machinery parts for Argus Agent Bordeaux in Peacemaker. That's a good call out. Maybe. Even though Rooster Teeth sold to WB Ultimate, the reactions still stand, and afraid that he didn't get claimed for any of it. Who knows? I don't know how they handle their shit. It might not backlog stuff, but for new stuff, I couldn't post anything. Battinson and Batflack have that bat energy like bat aura, if you will. I agree with that. When you would be editing Digital Circus, you don't have to cut it or cover it because the show is on YouTube. Like I said, whenever I feel like it and have time, I've got way more shit on my plate than to do it. I don't know when I'm going to get to it. I'm sorry. I don't mean to sound annoyed. I just don't like answering the same question multiple times. Especially when it comes to Digital Circus at this point, because it comes up way too much. I think we'll get Witcher 4 before Jedi 3. Maybe. He loves the girl boss baddie. Man of Steel did so well with their version of Brainiac. Or, what's this, Man of Steel? My Adventures with Superman, I think is that what you meant. Yes, I loved their Brainiac. Loved it a lot. Shervox will be the main villain, but I think Alistair is going to bury him. We'll see. Don't we all just want a woman who can beat her ass? It depends. I can go one way. I can go like to both completely and different ends of that spectrum. But I do love me a good Dommy Mommy. You know, Mr. Beast will have a season 2 of the Beast game, so that'll be a bitch for Hazbin. So that's a bitch for Hazbin or Helluva Boss? It has nothing to do with Hazbin or Helluva Boss. What's the correlation there? That has nothing to do with one another. Mr. Beast having a season 2 of anything has nothing to do and will not affect at all Hazbin Hotel or Helluva Boss. What are you even talking about? What? Is anybody looking forward to seeing Tron Ares? I'm looking forward to it just because I really love the world of Tron. I'm not a huge fan of Jared Leto, but I'm a huge fan of Tron, so I'm hoping it's good. It's been too long since you did a game playthrough. I'll watch the MK one. I mean, the last thing that I'm still in the middle of is Rebirth, so we're not moving on to a new game until I finish Rebirth. Favorite is the tie between Val Kilmer and Ben Affleck's Batman. I feel like they both nailed Bruce's charm and brooding very well. I do think Val Kilmer gets overshadowed or underthought of quite a little too much, I think. Bro, your reaction to Eagly being the Prime Eagle was gold. Wait, he was right? Holy shit, he was right. What the fuck? Eagly's a beast. Yeah, dude, I didn't expect that at all, so I got real giddy real quick about that one. Thank you, William Fowler, for the super chat. That huge rifle in Peacemaker is a punt rifle used for bird hunting in the late 1700s to early 1800s, made to spread the pellets wider to get more birds. So that motherfucker is a real ass gun. That is so huge. That's way too big for like a single dude to just be walking around like their goddamn Elmer Fudd, but I guess that's just how it was. I wasn't sure, to be honest, if that was some kind of fucked up gun they made up for the DC universe for this character, because sometimes they have some absurd ass weapons, or if that was a historically wild ass gun. But yeah, that's a wild little fun fact. Thank you for sharing that, and thank you for the super chat. Where did we leave off? Here we are. Question, have you ever considered going back and rewatching movies you already have seen, but with a different audio track? For me, I went back and watched Deadpool trilogy with Japanese. I've thought about going back and rewatching movies and just giving a commentary of that and my thoughts and feelings on it for the channel. Not really like a reaction, but as a commentary thing, but not in a different language or anything like that. I wouldn't be interested in that at all. Do you think Angel will have a girlfriend or a ex that will appear in the future seasons? Well, Angel's gay, so an ex that'll show up? I mean, who knows? But I don't know. It just depends on how much we dive more into his backstory, if we do. Because if anything, there's the siblings, there's his entire family that they haven't touched upon at all. So, who knows? Dogma mentioned, fuck yes. Perfect movie, Clerks is second. I will not take criticism on this. I love the VSQ universe, man. I love them to death. What's the most stupid line you have laughed at? I have no way of answering that. There's been way too many. And it was insane to find out Japanese voice actor for Deadpool in those movies was the same as Batman from Batman the Animated Series, which I find funny to imagine Kevin saying Deadpool's lines. I mean, yeah, when you guys get into dubbing in other countries, and hell, even in our country and stuff like that, there's a lot of crossover between who dubs what. You know, I play in D&D, I do now. I know now. Oh, Brainiac is a main villain of Man of Tomorrow, likewise. What's up, Caliban? How you? Long time. Hope you and yours are doing well. How are your army of cats doing? Everybody's doing pretty good so far. 9 p.m. here, slept all my day, and my buddy is getting married on Sunday, and a pub crawl took me out. Hope you had fun though. But yeah, congrats for your buddy, and hope you've had a good weekend so far. Question: how would you rank the CWDC shows from best of what the fuck? Well, I'll tell you, bottom of the goddamn barrel is Naomi. That was terrible. I never saw Gotham Knights. I don't want to. I've heard it's okay. I don't give a shit about their fantasy fanfic bullshit universe. I don't care. Fuck off with that show. Don't want to watch it. But Naomi, out of the things I've saw, is the worst. But I might, help me if I forget a show, but my favorite is still Arrow. It's the most consistent across the board. It's got, like, between its highs and lows, there's like, it's the closest to a flat line of quality as any of the other shows will ever get. I think when it comes to quality and consistency, it's the most coherent from beginning to end out of all of them. Arrow, then Flash. Even though Flash, I think, has some of the lowest lows and some of the highest highs, it dips a lot, especially in that back half. But I still fucking love those characters too much to knock it any further. Black Lightning. I'm forgetting Superman and Lois already. Superman and Lois, I'll put at number 3. Just because I love it, but it just came in way too late into the game. And then Black Lightning at number 4. Batwoman, Legends of Tomorrow, Supergirl. What am I forgetting? Am I forgetting anything? And then Naomi's just at the fucking bottom. I guess, do I need to count Stargirl? It wasn't originally a CW show. Stargirl would be Just below Superman and Lois, otherwise. The music isn't a wandering tour today. Yeah, no, it got away for a minute. Even though the loop was turned on, it ran away into Lululand and then I go set it back. What's with the hat? It's to keep my hair out of my face. You know, the Laurel and Hardy are 100 years old next year. You said this last weekend. We are apparently getting a 4K release of the Spawn movie with Michael Jai White. That was not on my bingo card today. That is actually kind of surprising. Hey, that movie's not the best, but I have a lot of nostalgia for that movie, all things considered. I loved Spawn when I was growing up. There have been rumors of a new God of War coming. There are. Dollars and Donuts, the rest of the Skittle Squad. Quite possibly. Since you asked about the other reactors, Rob and Tren React, that I'm mod for, Alex Hefner, and Struggle Nation are the 3 next to yours. Rob and Tren, I am not familiar with. I'm gonna look them up. I like just adding new reactors to the list. Struggle Nation I watch, and Alex Hefner I've been watching a lot of as of late. He's fucking hilarious, though. You can tell he's got a bit and he plays into it, and he's like, how can I spin this into something perverted? I don't believe he naturally just goes into that. He's created a character for himself, and I think he forces the jokes a lot of the time, but it's still funny all the same. Would you be more allowed to watch shows where other shows might not be allowed to as well? No, it's not. No, it's no different me watching something than anybody else watching something. Is it me, or is it a little weird not having a lot of screen time in this season of Peacemaker? Do you think it's the right amount? Oh, my little weirdo's not having. I don't know. I've noticed it, and I'm curious why he's been delegated so little screen time this season. You know, I've noticed, and I don't know. It's a little weird. It definitely feels, maybe it's just because he hasn't really gotten into any crazy shenanigans like last season. Maybe that's part of it. He also hasn't been in his suit at all this season yet. So I don't know. Maybe it's the same amount and he just hasn't been as absurd as before. I'm not sure. What's up, Emrys? I'm rewatching Rings of Power and currently listening to the Andy Serkis version of Return of the King audiobook, which is way better than the movie. I did the Andy Serkis read audiobook for The Hobbit, and I love it. I love listening to him to just kind of go through the whole thing like that. Cecile freaking getting powers was when I started to get annoyed by her. Same. Travis and Laura are some of the best people, just generally. Fucking love those two. They are sweet as hell. I also equally love the two of them. They're the whole crew. They're all some of the nicest people I've met. Would I be a carrot or an imp in Helluva Boss? Why the fuck would I be a carrot? What do you even mean? I mean, I'd be a sinner before I would be an imp, because I'm a human. I would die and I'd become a sinner. Who's my favorite droid? Mine is BD1. Mine is HK47 from Knights of the Old Republic. Bit personal, but how long were you married, if you want to share? 2 years. We're together for 4, married for 2. Did you tear up when Michael Rooker apologized tearfully to the Eagles? No. I don't know why I teared up. He was doing bad things hunting eagles, but the acting was so good. It was good, but I was like, sorry, bud, too late, get wrecked. Deadeye, Bullseye, something to do with aiming. Michael Rooker was in the Suicide Squad, the good one. I imagine if Stamp Lone Nose was in Helluva Boss. I have no idea who that is or what that is. Even if it's not canon, do you think S.H.I.E.L.D. should be canon? I think it should. Well, heading into this new season, it now definitely can't be. Up until season 5, it absolutely could have been and should have been. But season 6 so far, I'm like, I don't know how the fuck you can spin this now. If you have the time, would you watch Amazing Digital Series? I'm just not. I'm gonna skip any questions. No shade to anybody, but I'm gonna skip almost every Amazing Digital Circus question at this point because I just repeat myself all damn day. There are 5 shows in 2006 coming out. Knights of the Seven Kingdoms. I mean, there's way more than that, but maybe that you're interested in. Knights of the Seven Kingdoms, Daredevil, Born Again Season 2, House of the Dragon Season 3, Lanterns, Vision Quest. Which are you most excited for? Out of those, Daredevil, Born Again Season 2. What's up, Rock and Stampede? Just tuned in and you mentioned Sean Bean dying the most. Still can't believe of all the movies he's lived. It always catches me off guard when he survives a movie. One that comes to mind is The Martian. Fantastic movie, but he survived. His career didn't, but he survived. Are you going to react to the Marvel Zombies next week? I'm going to try to. I want to, but it's a busy week. It's a busy week, so we will see. If it'll definitely be on the Patreon. If it ends up on YouTube, that'll be a different thing. Sean Bean surviving the first Silent Hill movie is probably 2006 biggest cinematic plot twist. I forgot about that, to be honest. I completely forgot. He was barely a character in that movie, though. I guess that's still fair. We adore you. Thank you, Trainineer 2. Why do you have 3 accounts? Why are you in the chat on 3 accounts? Repost of all the movies Sean Bean lived had to be Silent Hill. Very true. Everything is good. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. What's up, Emily? How are you? What are your plans for after Amphibia? You should consider looking into Hilda. It's on the list. It's a cute show. Similar vibes to Gravity Falls, Outhouse, and Amphibia. After Amphibia, I'm probably just going to leave it up to a poll to see what the community wants to go into next. But yeah. I wish Apple Pay was on for a lot of the channels I watch. I'm not sure. I mean, most of the time, if you use Apple, if you're buying things or subscribing to things through Apple, you actually get charged more because of Apple takes a cut. Like a lot of our Patreon stuff, if you subscribe through Apple, it's like an extra $4 to $5 on top of what you're already doing. And that's true of kind of everything. There's like an app store price. That's why if anybody uses an Apple device, I recommend you do that through your email account through Patreon itself, because you'll save money that way. We just can't control that shit. That explains a lot. Fucking YouTube. There are 3 seasons with a movie between seasons 2 and 3. Interesting. That's good to know going into it. I didn't know that one. Didn't know that tidbit. By the way, love from Pakistan. Well, shouts out to you over in Pakistan. It's always wild to me, like how many different people we have in here from all over the world. Yeah, Gundam Wing is still my favorite as well. Yeah, nothing has come close to topping Gundam Wing for me. Looks like we got another super chat in here from William Fowler again. Another fun fact. The intro for Peacemaker has a different character highlighted in the dance on each episode. Wait, what do you mean? This is not something I've noticed. So clearly I'm not looking in the right spot. What is the deal? Help me understand. Would you date Luna if you had a chance? I'm not a furry. Listen. I feel a way about Lola Bunny. That's about where it ends. And Judy Hopps, but still, that's a different case. Anyway, but I wouldn't call myself a furry. Human form, sure, maybe. But if we're talking about anybody on Helluva Boss, Millie, all damn day. Millie and Verosica, but mostly Millie. Like, goddamn, sorry. Omni, that wasn't very confident. I only said it that way because I've said in the past, you know, they made that damn rabbit look too sexy, and it fucked me up as a kid. But I don't like seek that out, if that makes any sense. Like, obviously, they knew what they were doing at the time. But I don't know. It's like the only one that I can think of that kind of hits that way. At least that I'm thinking of at the moment. But in wolf form, no, not at all. Not at all. This is adorable how you love our shows. Well, thank you. Laughing at seeing a toaster speak. It is still insane to me that literally back to back, you're using 2 different accounts and you're just chatting it up. If y'all want to rip our hearts out with an anime, Wolf's Rain. Oh my God, that is the most depressing anime I think I've ever watched. It's so good though. It's so good. But my God, that ending. Oh, just rips your heart out. And just the episodes leading up to the end, it's just so sad. Like, God, Kiba was he was like easily my favorite character in that, but I fucking love that show. Just started rewatching Hemlock Grove. Have I seen it? It was so good. I've never seen it. No, I have not. Oh, Christ on sale. I completely forgot about Prison Break. Talk about running the show directly into the fucking dirt after season 2. That's another one I've never seen. Watched the Witcher teaser 2, and all I was thinking was, I want Henry back. Yeah, same. Just imagine a Christmas movie with Hazbin and Helluva Boss. I mean, that would be pretty sick. I still want Charlie and Vaggie to kidnap Blitz and Stolas for couples therapy. Again, it just depends on when everything takes place. I still have my strong theory about the timelines. And who knows? Well, I know. But who knows? Your second favorite character or creator after Corey. Well, I'm not a fan of Corey Kenshin. I don't watch his stuff. I don't know who he is. I got nothing against the guy. I know of the name. I've never watched a single video of his. So I can't really say who my favorite creator is. It's not Corey Kenshin. Not by any stretch of the imagination. I mean, I mostly just watch Reactors these days, man. So I don't know. And then it's just like, I don't like picking favorites between my friends, you know, because I know most of them at this point. Or at least have talked to them all at one point or another. Looks like my tab crashed. I just want to make sure there's still stuff coming in. There we go. Yeah, what the oh, I clicked on the wrong thing here. There we go. There we go. That's better. Let's see. Rick Sr. saying he didn't enjoy beating Chris, and he's not being emotional about it. I'm calling BS, Rick. I thought he said that he admitted he enjoyed it, but that wasn't, he was doing it with a purpose. He said, I thought he said, like, it's not that I didn't enjoy it, but I'm not being emotional. This was for a purpose. That's what I took it as. It's kind of like he got a kick out of it, but it also had an extra meaning and level to it. I think we got another super chat here too. Yeah, from William again. Last episode was Rick Flag, and the episode before was Eagly's Killer. Watch next dance, see who is highlighted. Like from the spotlight? I'm curious what you mean highlighted. I'm gonna have to look back at these. That's interesting. I would not have even thought to pay attention for that. Can't believe Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. isn't canon. It wouldn't fit into the MCU easily. Well, it would have until season 6. Season 6 is where it gets a little messy. Holy recovered memories, Batman. I forgot he was in Power Rangers 2. Hey, who are we talking about? Who are you talking about? How did we get to that? What are you talking about? Tubbo, my son. What's good, Omni? What's up, Dawson? Was a bit busy last week, so I wanted to drop in and enjoy the vibe. Well, welcome, welcome, welcome. Do I have a favorite Batman movie moment? I don't know. Nothing is just immediately leaping out at me. If that doesn't make... I'm not sure. Maybe... And it's one of the few Batman moments in the Chris Nolan movies that I would say stand out. But the swear to me or the I'm not wearing hockey pads. One, because I love quoting it. Actually, I love quoting both of them. But the second one is just hilarious. No King Arthur stuff? Pass. Oh, that's closed-minded and stupid, Logan. No, really, that is pretty close-minded to drop it just for that. That's kind of dumb. I'm not going to pretend otherwise. E.G. Daily is my childhood. She's Tommy Pickles. And also screwed over Phoebe and Friends. Oh yeah, jingle bitch. Screwed me over. Got a hell of a jingle whore. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, she is in that as Phoebe's old rival slash friend. Do you not get tired of reading chat? I get tired when I read the same thing over and over and over again. But yeah, I do enjoy it. Those games have great story and the gameplay is fun too. By those games, I mean the gacha games. Some of them do. I think going through A24 is what allowed Viv to retain creative control. It's different with Hazbin from what she said. And it's definitely different with Hazbin on how it's treated. So it's hard to say like how much of whatever it is though, because that's all like NDA and behind the scenes stuff. We're probably never really gonna know. Let's see, what's the most nostalgic show in history? That 70s show. Maybe, I don't know. Do you have any favorite movie or TV shows that's non-English speaking? Movie, I'm not sure. Show immediately comes to mind as Dark. That show was so good. So fucking good. And I guess you could probably qualify literally anything Japanese I watch, which is a lot. I mean, obviously Squid Game, I guess, is up there too, but like movie? I don't know. I'm drawing a blank on like movie, though. I don't know. I'd have to think about that one a little bit longer. What's your favorite song in Helluva Boss? Mine is All To You. 2 minutes notice. Without a question. Oh yeah. I knew it. I knew it. That's actually shocking to me because RVB has other reactors. Sorry, I grew up on Rooster Teeth, so I was heavily invested. All good. So sorry if I talk about Digital Circus too much. It's not just you. Amazon Prime are stingy with reactions sometimes. They keep copyrighting the boys' reactions for other content creators I know. Yeah, it's so hit or miss with certain things. You know, like with Reacher, I've never had any issues with the boys. I usually don't. Sometimes I might, but usually I don't. Getting Legend of Vox Machina and Hazbin Hotel up at times were really a pain in the ass because they're so much shorter, so it's so much harder to truncate because it is so efficient in its time. But yeah, it just depends. It's real, lol. What's my favorite TV show / series? The X-Files. Nothing comes anywhere close to the X-Files for me. I just want Angel to be free. I hope that they get free and without having to die. That's what I'm scared of, is something terrible happening to Angel before this is all said and done. But I do hope that he gets his soul back and gets out of that contract. Which Brainiac would you want in Man of Tomorrow, Omni? Brainiac 5, like the one from Supergirl, or comic accurate Brainiac like we got from Krypton's TV series? Well, Brainiac 5 is a very different Brainiac. I want just the OG fucking, the traditional evil fucking Brainiac. The Flash was my favorite TV series until the awful season 7 and 8. Legends of Tomorrow is goated. I love Legends of Tomorrow. I love it a lot. It's still lower on the totem pole than some of the other ones, I think, for me. But outside of Naomi, which I barely qualify, Supergirl's the worst CW show. I love the cast, and I only stuck around for the cast, but it is leagues below every other DC TV show, and it's not even close for me. Show that I was watching was Miss Cole. Thunder Electric Bloom is a new show on Disney Plus. I love it so much. I hope there is a season 2. I hope. That's the first I'm hearing of it, actually. Superman and Lois is Stargirl, definitely top tier. Yes, indeedly doodly they are. Okay, gotta go. See ya. Take it easy, green light. See you next time, hopefully. The songs are really good and get them stuck in my head, and I dance around to rewatch. The episode was over and over the cliffhanger, and we know we want a season 2. Hell yeah. Superman and Lois was peak mostly. There's a couple of things here and there that I was like, but for the most part, I think on an emotional level, on an acting level, on a character level, it worked for the most part the entire way through. I do have a fondness to DC Legends. It's very stupid fun. Yeah, I watched Gotham Knights, and yeah, it was just okay. Alex Hefner's eyes light up when he realized the first Deadpool and realized he was going to have to match the movie's energy for once. Yeah, because usually it's the other way around, right? Alex Hefner's Clone Wars reaction, specifically his editor, chimes in, is hilarious. Usually anytime the editor pulls up an editor note or chimes in at all, it's usually pretty fucking hilarious. What's up, NNR 1998? Hey, I hope you have a great day. Really enjoy your One Piece and Wednesday reactions. Also rewatch some older stuff that was really great. Stranger Things, Hill House, Bly Manor, Fall of the House of Usher, Midnight Club. Yes, thank you. We got another Midnight Club person. Woo! I'm sorry, that makes me excited. I'm still so upset with how poorly that show was received. Anyway, sorry, I blacked out for a second. 2 series I really hope you could do one day is Alice in Borderlands, final season. 3 comes out in a few days, and Solo Leveling. Solo Leveling is on my list of things I really want to get into when I really want to try to get back into more anime and keep up with what all the kids are watching these days. And that's definitely on there, but like I said before you showed up, when I saw the first 13 minutes of the new Demon Slayer movie, I was like, holy shit, this looks impressive. So I kind of moved it up the list a little bit, so who knows? We'll have to figure it out. Authentic reactions. Thank you. I'm so glad. It makes me happy when people like clarify on that, or at least accentuate that, because there's so many people that like still even like, it's like, oh, why are you overreacting? Oh, it's fake reaction. And I'm just like, I just want to beat the fuck out of you sometimes. Fuck off, man. Superman, Lois, The Flash, the Arrow for me. Do enjoy DC's Legends a lot. Let's see. The Forces storyline with him calling Barry daddy was so cringe, and since they were full-grown adults. Yes, they weren't born yesterday. They got powers yesterday. They still had their entire lives. The fact that they did that was so fucking weird. Omni is a certified Daredevil fanboy for life. That answer was a no-brainer. Yeah. Give me that Charlie Cox deep inside me. Deep in my brain. Give me that Charlie Cox. Give it to me hard. No, I love Daredevil. Daredevil is my favorite live-action Marvel thing. The show, and even for all of its faults, even Born Again, I really, really did like. Spider-Man, like on a broader macro sense, is my favorite Marvel character. But when we're talking about like any of the adaptations, Charlie Cox's Matt Murdock, I think, rises above everything else. I think it's unmatched. Isn't X-Men 97 out next year too? I'm not sure. Is it? I haven't heard anything about the new season in a while. I need to catch up on your Peacemaker reactions because your point out cringe moments when necessary are always honest. Or you'll just notice in my face when I'm just like... Anyway. There was a time when Pedro characters died a lot. Were there? Well, I mean, they kind of still do, actually. You have to pull up the browser for Patreon because fuck Apple. My autistic ass cannot do without iOS. It sucks. And I'm the same way, man. I'm so locked into my iPhone. I just like it. It appeases me. I just need to keep things simple. But yeah, when it comes to the Patreon thing, and some people, like, I've seen people like, oh, I got overcharged or whatever. I was like, no, it's because you did it through Apple. And it gives you a warning before you go into it. It tells you up front, don't do it. Just don't do it. And it's not like you have to. You can just log into your browser and do it that way, and bing, bang, boom, you're done. I mean, it's a couple extra steps. It's not like, oh, click, clicky, here's my face and I'm done. Sure, that's easy as hell to do. And I get that temptation, but you could get around it. Just got the the Hobbit audiobook. It's great. Dude, the Andy Serkis audiobooks for Lord of the Rings are beautiful. Love the Hobbit book. It's the only one of the Lord of the Rings pantheon that I've actually finished. Not a furry yet. I'm trying to think, like, other than Lola Bunny, is there really anybody that, like, jumps out? Judy Hopps is drawn away. Let's not pretend otherwise, but I don't know. You know, okay, sorry. I just remembered another one. You know, and similarly for all the gals out there that crushed on Robin Hood, like the Disney Fox Robin Hood, I think if I remember right, I think I had a crush on Maid Marian in that when I was a kid. How do you feel currently about Ryan Coogler rebooting the X-Files? Based on all of his work, I love his work. I love his attention to detail. I love his infatuation with horror, with folklore and all that. I think he's a great fit. I'm just really curious if it's going to be a full-on reboot or a soft reboot, because it's still been very vague. But he has he's talked with Gillian Anderson, so it makes me think it's going to be a soft reboot, like in which it's not like, oh, we're going to have a new Mulder and a new Scully, but that maybe it'll be in the universe and we'll just be following new agents. Maybe, I don't know. That's what I hope, at least. LOL. But I'm excited either way. More X-Files I'm excited for, and from Ryan Coogler, it's pretty. He's got some high hopes for it. Omni, that wasn't very confident. Haha, they knew. I'm gonna have to head off, man. It was nice checking back in. So talk to you again. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. You as well, M. Sephiroth, you as well. I think you misread their favorite comment. They said you're my second favorite. Oh, I'm second to Corey Kenshin. Oh, okay. I thought that was one of those things, was like, obviously Corey Kenshin is everybody's favorite, so who's your second favorite? I thought that's what it was. Anyway, whatever. It all worked out the same. Well, thank you, I guess. Whoops, retroactively. Where did I leave off? Here we are. Oh, it wasn't on screen. Question: apart from Hemsworth taking Henry's place and everyone else is in? Question: apart from Hemsworth taking Henry's place, is everyone else in? I don't think so. I can't think of anybody that's been like, yeah, I'm watching that. For the most part, everybody I know of is not watching it at all. But that's obviously, there's still going to be people that watch it and maybe want to finish it and see it to its end. People that don't care that much. Season 2, even so, like, the last season was such a fucking disappointment by the end of it. Like, abysmally so. I just don't care anymore, man. Especially with all the behind the scenes stuff too. I just don't give a shit. I don't care. I'm not going to be reacting to it. I'm not going to be watching it. I'm not doing it. But what everybody else is doing, I think the most people are checking out, but that I don't know about the majority or whatever, or how much that is. If you have a moment, do feel free to check out Rob and Trend then. They're pretty fun and just as passionate about all of this as you are. Well, that's good to know. I'll check them out. Do you know Real Time Guys? I like them a lot. I don't... That doesn't immediately ring a bell, but I'll check. Rewatched Guardians Volume 1 last week. So freaking good. Who is shown longer than before? I'm confused. Are we talking about the highlighted people still? Is like who are shown longer than before? They linger on them a little bit more? Is that what we mean? Continuity errors does not mean something isn't canon. It's way more than a continuity error. Like, if we're talking about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. particularly at the moment, it is way more than a continuity error at the moment. Anyway, Richard Horvitz is Alpha 5, sorry. Yes, indeedly doodly. Let's see. Do I play Marvel Rivals? I only play with Jay and Adam, and they haven't been playing a lot, so I haven't played since the last time I played with Jay and Adam, which has been a while. Swear to me. Where'd you get your shirt? I got it at a convention from the voice actress who plays Toph. She was selling them, but she got them from another artist she met at a different convention. So I actually do not know who the original source of this was. Why did you say that name? Did you hear about the hidden secret in Knights of Guinevere episode 1? What secret? I mean, that's way too vague. MASH for most nostalgic TV show. I've never watched MASH. Anyway, I'm about to see y'all next week, and remember, comparison is the thief of joy. Just because you like one thing doesn't mean you can't like another. Anyone who says the otherwise is stupid. Take it easy, man. Why did you say the name? Heck, I probably missed 10 shows premiering in 2026. Those are just the 5 I could think of. Supergirl cast was the only reason to watch it. The writing was so bad. The writing was terrible. The direction was terrible. The cast, though, I loved them to death. And their energy, their chemistry, they were what kept me coming back. They were the only thing that helped get me through that show, man. Honestly, I like Legends and Supergirl better than Arrow and the Flash. I'm trying to be like, opinions are valid and they're subjective, and it's okay. It's okay, Nick. It's okay. It's okay. It's all right. It's okay. The QR code? Yeah, I did hear about the QR code. What's your favorite TV show? Question comes up. Let's say X-Files together. Yeah, everybody together. What is it? I should do that next time. Next time somebody asks me my favorite TV show, I should just ask the chat, what's my favorite TV show? Let you all answer it for me. I'm sorry if it's been mentioned, but do you think you're going to do a reaction to Weapons? Have you seen it yet? I haven't seen it yet, and I'm hoping to do it for one of our October movies, for one of our spooky movies next month. That's the hope. That's the plan. With the cancellation of Jimmy Kimmel, are Disney and Hulu reactions a landmine now? I mean, I don't know if they're even looking in our direction, to be honest. That is very, I mean, that's honestly, it's concerning me. It's a very different sphere than us over here, but I don't know. I don't know if, I mean, our reactions haven't really been, I haven't noticed anything different. Nothing on YouTube's been any different, but I don't think they're concerned with us over here. You know, so like, I don't know. Another theory I saw for Peacemaker is that episode 6 will reveal the other heroes of Earth 2 are locked up, and the Sons of Liberty are the good guys before Peacemaker killed them. That's an interesting thought. What are your thoughts on Titan Season 4 in retrospect? Again, like, it got better as it went on, and it was, I think the first half was a little bit better than the back half. But I liked it better than the previous season. I liked it way better than seasons 2 and 1. Like, in that show, just like each season, it got a little bit better. But it's still not great. But it's leagues better than it was when it started, I think. The Midnight Club and I Am Not Okay With This not being renewed are genuinely travesties. Yeah, I'm not familiar with I'm Not Okay With This, but the Midnight Club, that just broke my heart, man. Like an ongoing Mike Flanagan show with all of the same sensibilities. I think people were just turned off by the fact that all the leads were teenagers. But it was so thought-provoking, so, like, introspective, so beautiful, tragic, sad, haunting. It was like a more mature Goosebumps in a way, and I really liked it. Haters do be hating. That they do. They weren't calling Barry Daddy, they were calling him Dad. If they called him Daddy, that would be a very different story. That's true. I knew what they meant, but I feel like Iris would have had a little bit more to say in this situation. Don't make me get the bonk stick. Charlie Cox deep inside you. You're lucky. So and so. Just give me Daredevil and Spider-Man fighting crime in a scene together, man. Dude, that would make me ascend. I just can't bring myself to watching Peacemaker. Still not over him killing Flag and the Suicide Squad. I actually cried watching that for the first time. Hate that motherfucker. I mean, that's a big part of the story, is how him doing that actually has affected him, and whether or not he can find redemption. I mean, him killing Flag it's still part of the story in season 2. Like, it's still something that's lingering on. Like, that's kind of the leftovers. That's what it's addressing. It does it really, really well. Like, it's a really interesting character study for him, because yes, in the moment, he thought that was the right thing to do, but it deals with how he feels after the fact, and then him coming to terms with so much about his own internal conflict about whether or not he did the right thing. And then it just starts this cascading, like, journey of self-discovery that and John Cena does a fantastic job. On top of it, it's just fun. It's just fun. If you're worried about the Flag thing, I would give it a chance, but only if you have time and you really, really want to give it a go. I think it's worth a watch. Why is James Gunn killing Michael Rooker? What the hell? I don't know, man. But he might be back again. Death Dealer, dead. Taskmaster, dead. Marvel does that with the quiet ones. True. I prefer using Patreon on my computer instead of my phone too. Same. It just works a little bit better anyway. But I get a lot of people try to do as much as possible from their phone. You know, I get it. It's a convenience thing, but I watch YouTube almost exclusively at my computer. Unless I'm driving, I might put something on my phone and listen to it while I'm driving, or when I'm eating, or if it's dinner time or I'm hanging out, spending time or whatever, maybe I'll put it on the TV. But for the most part, I'm just at my computer. I mean, I'd say, like, if I'm like 80 to 90% of my time awake is spent right here. What's up, Groanora? Groanora Zoro? What's up? Welcome. Oh boy, the Robin Hood Fox was an awakening for many. Yes, it was. Some people say Nala, which I don't understand. It's the eyes. It's the fuck me eyes that those artists knew they were drawing when they were doing the whole little fucking thing in the forest with the tra-la-la rolling around. They knew what they did there. Is Apple Skynet? Either Apple or Meta. Maybe. Kovu. God damn it, it was Kovu. Leave me alone. I was just a boy. Fucking Kovu, man. I love Lion King 2. I think it's so good. It's such a good movie. I've read Fellowship and Two Towers, but I personally find Lord of the Rings books hard to read when The Hobbit was lovely to read. I've noticed that too. Like, it's just like the way it's written is very hard to actually engage with, I think. For me. And I already have a hard time getting locked into a book as it is. Hot take, I think Deadpool 2 is the best of the trilogy, the funniest jokes, and the dope action. Still love Deadpool and Wolverine. For me, I don't know. I'd have to rewatch 2. I don't remember it all that well. I've seen 2 for the first one a few times. I've seen the third one a couple times, but I don't think I've watched the second one all that much. Right now, for me, it'd probably be Deadpool and Wolverine. What's up, Nikki? How are you? Just wanted to pop in and say hello. My mental health has been rough the past couple of weeks. I'm really sorry to hear that. Hope everything's okay. Watching your content has been comforting, and thank you for all you do. Anytime. I hope everything's okay. Oh, and yeah, like, I mean, I tagged you in it on Instagram or whatever, but I still got all your little stickers right here that you sent. Got all the stickies. When I get stickers, man, I'm so afraid to put them on something, because once you kind of put them on something, it's not like you can transfer them to something else. So I'm almost like that, like with the idea of tattoos or whatever. It's like, once I put you somewhere, I can't put you somewhere else. I can't change you. So I still just have them. I haven't put them on anything. But they are right here on my desk. And it looks like there was it's one of one. So I was looking for a follow-up to this. But yeah, I hope everything's okay. I hope you feel better soon. Oh, here we go. Hope you have a good weekend and weekend. Tell the fur babies I said pss, 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 pss. I will definitely do that. Thank you. Favorite K-pop Demon Hunters song? Mine is Your Idol. Mine is this is what it looks like, sounds like, whatever the last one is. That one and Golden are my 2 favorites. I need to listen to some more K-pop Demon Hunters OST. Harcourt is hardcore, man. Yes, she is. Yes, she is. K-pop Demon Hunters song is still Jinu's intro. Dying King with the crumbling crown lives rent-free in my brain. And when he just hits those high notes, it just hits. It's so good. I've only watched the Witcher fight scenes and the songs on YouTube. Never really watched it. That's fair. I'm not gonna lie. I've listened to Yaskir's songs on repeat before, just independent of the show itself, because I love them so much. Since Judo Master went to the other universe, I wonder how he'll find proper doorway to the universe Peacemaker went to. That's a good question. That's a good question. I don't know. I've noticed you don't have any Star Trek reacts. Just not a fan of the series, or is it copyright related? I mean, it's not ever been something I've been into. I've watched the J.J. Abrams movies. I thought they were fun enough. I've seen First Contact, but it's been one of those franchises I don't have a personal connection to. So, you know, I've got my attention's pulled so many other directions that I just don't really have time to cover another thing that I'm not 100% sure how to enter. But it's something I want to watch at some point. Like, I think I want to, like, if I ever start, I think I'd want to start with either the movies or the Next Generation. But it's just time and opportunity is the biggest thing. Copyright would be a pain in the ass because of their owners, but who knows? I think continuity errors is just called bad writing. Yeah, canon continuity errors is just oopsies. For the most part. Feel ashamed for getting into the theme song for freaking Ninjago. Hey man, sometimes the craziest show or the silliest show or the most childish show might have a theme song that slaps. Music's music, man. Get into it, it's fine. Better than Arrow? I don't know about that. Baha! Lol, Ninjago theme goes hard. Heyo, what's up, Geek Ledger? How are you? I do! Arrow's a very mixed bag. Flash, even more so. I'm not gonna lie. Calling Arrow a mixed bag over Legends of Tomorrow and Supergirl is mind-boggling to me. Because they're barely a bag. Like, if those are a mixed bag, like, that's like just a fucking bag of rocks that maybe you might find a little sparkly gem in here and there. Not Legends of Tomorrow. Legends of Tomorrow I actually really, really like. Supergirl is I think outside of the characters and the slapsticky goofiness of it, it's a dog shit show. Still better than Naomi, but I actually I've talked about this before. The show made me so mad at a point, I rage quit for a couple of years. I stopped watching it. I was like, I'm done with the show. I can't stand it. I can't do this anymore. And I quit watching it. I didn't watch it again until I felt like I needed to for context for Crisis on Infinite Earths. I watched it via reactions because I did not want to give that show my view or my attention. So I watched Blind Wave watch it. That's what I did. That's how I caught up. I watched them watch it, getting into to get prepared for Crisis on Infinite Earths. But then I watched it after the fact because it did actually get a little bit more bearable. But then season 5 was the worst season of television I've ever seen ever in any show. And I wish I could erase it from my brain. That was the biggest waste of time I think I've ever put towards a show. Because at the end of the day, like, I didn't even leave it feeling nothing. Like, at least with Titans season 1, I hated it. So, like, there was that, I guess. But, like, good God. Oh my God, season 5. Oh my God. This is bringing back trauma. Anyway, you should. What's up? Just back, whip around and spin. Daredevil season 3 has been announced. Hell yeah, I did see that. Keep missing these, but here I am. Well, welcome back. You made it this time for while we're here. Do you know which films are you going to react to in October? Right now, I still have a poll up for the community pick. I'm going to try to do what I did last year. Again, try is the operative term. Try to do what I've done the last couple of years and do one each week. I want to do weapons for sure. Whichever one wins the poll. And then I'm not really sure. I might just pick the top 3 from the poll if I can't decide myself. And then, but I do know I want to watch Weapons. At least. Because I'm just so fucking curious about it. Weapons, hell yes. Hyped. I'm glad it's on the Patreon for it. Oh, I'm glad I'm on the Patreon for it. Hell yeah. I have to go at 6 because I have to wake up at 9 o'clock in the morning. Early mornings, that sucks, but hell yeah. Get you some rest. If you could, who would you choose for the villain of Batman Part 2? Based on what we've saw before, probably Hush is what I would go with. Or the Court of Owls. Court of Owls or Hush, or both. Had such high hopes for Titans, but then it just wasn't like Teen Titans or Young Justice. It was just edgy for the sake of being edgy. The only thing I liked in season 1 was Hawk and Dove. That was it. And the suits. The suits were good. They did Boromir's father dirty in the movie. Honestly, I wouldn't be able to tell you. Rank the Scream movies for me. 5, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. For me, it's 2, 4, 1. 5, 6, 3? Maybe? I think. The villain I want for Batman 2 is whoever Matt Reeves chooses because he knows better than me. That's a diplomatic answer. Titans was weird. It got better though. In season 3, there were Where's My Gar episode. Oh my God, cinema. But yeah, it wasn't Doom Patrol. It definitely was not Doom Patrol. It's exactly Goosebumps meets Chicken Soup for the Soul Trauma Edition. Yes, and everybody in that show is just so goddamn good. Good night, Michael, as we don't have them here. Exact. Good night, Michael, as we don't have them here, except Zeus. What are your raccoons up to? Still stealing the cat's food every night. That's pretty much it. But good night, man. Take it easy, and we'll see you hopefully next time, man. Just watched a movie, Terrifier. I don't really have an interest in watching that. Obviously, editing that for the channel would be a absolute nightmare. But I don't know. I don't know that I've got a pull for it. All my problems would be solved if Daredevil and Spider-Man would just be on screen together. Similar to how Superman was the main character and Lois was the secondary protagonist with the main subplot of her investigating Lex. It's also a possibility, given Lex has occasionally called himself the Man of Tomorrow, just because he hates the public calls Superman that. Also accurate. I've only watched the first 2 episodes of Season 1 of Peacemaker so far, and my only opinion is protect Leota Adebayo at all costs. Yeah, she's fantastic. She's fantastic. She's a highlight of the show, I'd say. Leota really be that one friend everybody needs. That's very true. What is your favorite episode of Gravity Falls so far out of the 10 episodes you've seen? Episode 10, Fight Fighters. Slayed every other episode up until this point, and maybe almost killed me for a minute. Oh, that was so good. Lion King 2 is a certified banger. Little Mermaid 2 also. You notice I feel like we not too frequently. I don't want to like exaggerate too much, but Disney animated sequels somehow come up I wouldn't say too frequently, but they come up quite a bit. Because I know we talked about Little Mermaid 2 just not that long ago, I feel like. And a couple of others. Action-wise, Deadpool and Wolverine is my favorite. We need a pinboard equivalent for stickers. Yes. That would be... Yes. What are your thoughts on Marvel Zombies? Will I be reacting to it? I'm going to try. I'm not, like, excited for it. The trailer was kind of cool. I don't like that they're still trying to mix in humor with all the other shit going on. But I don't know. I'm gonna try. If I have time, I'm gonna try to watch it. Speaking of, I still love John Cryer's line of "He's not a man." He's one of my favorite Lexes. I did love John Cryer's Lex Luthor a lot. He was like a very perfect amalgamation of the kooky early days Lex, the methodical, psychotic Lex, the smart Lex, the political Lex. He was like a good mix of every fucking Lex. And he was fun. I liked him a lot. I wasn't sure I was going to, but I ended up really, really liking him. My favorite is still Rosenbaum, though. Still Smallville's Rosenbaum. Before I go, I have another question. The show of The Thing is about friendship, music, and trauma. And the show, as well as it was on Disney Channel, and then it was on Disney Plus, and it came out a week. And which TV... Oh, and none of my friends have seen it, but I have no one to talk to about it, so you were listening to my question to make me happy. And which TV show would you be in if you had to be a character? Let's go with Pokemon. It's safest, and I get to be a Pokemon trainer and live around all kinds of other Pokemons, and least likely to die as a result of all the actual stuff going on in the world. The best live action Lex is still John Cryer for me. He was a really good Lex. He might be my second. I think. Got a sticker, puts on something weeks later. Ooh, I want to put you there. Takes off sticker, rips it in half, or it doesn't stick well. Ooh, wah, why? Yeah. What's happening? I just got here, and the background sound is "You will be okay." You got it. You nailed it. Whoa, don't be okay. I love Chago. Superhero shows are very interesting. Would you ever watch Green Arrow on your turn? Huh? I mean, I've watched Arrow. Do you mean something else when you say watch Green Arrow? I get it. I've never been interested in Star Trek stuff. I've gotten more interested. It's just, there's just so much. And I don't have a lot of time. Got a new fan cast, Samara Weaving as Black Canary. She wouldn't be on my list, I'd say. I think your shirt looks interesting every time you have t-shirts on, and they light up my day sometimes. Well, I'm glad. I have too many t-shirts. I really do. It's almost a problem. Highly recommend starting with TNG and then going back and watching the original series, and the original series airs movie, and then starting with TNG movies with Generations. That's essentially a crossover. Not a spoiler. Hell yeah. Roxanne, a Goofy movie. Oh shit, a Goofy movie. Not Roxanne. Like when I was a teenager, Roxanne, but like more than Roxanne, weirdly enough, was it the first movie or the second one? Hold on. I think it's the second one. With the librarian. That Goofy falls for. Don't know why. She kind of did it for me at the time. To be honest, I deadass forget what tattoos I have till I look at them. I have a Star Trek engineering insignia tattooed on my chest where the badge would be on the uniform. That makes your skin your uniform. Let's see. By the way, are you listening to 21 Pilots? No. They dropped a new album, and the lore about Blurry Face is amazing. I think you'd like it. I have no idea what you're talking about. I mean, I'm sure I know I've heard some 21 Pilots before, but I couldn't name a song of theirs, so I'm gonna have to say no. So I'm not familiar. TNG would definitely be a good place to start. Patrick Stewart excels as Captain Jean-Luc Picard. I hope you get to enjoy it someday, and understandable that you don't relate to it. It's not that I don't relate to it, man. It's just fucking time, man. Like when I was younger, I was like, oh, Star Wars, it's got all the action. That's where I'm at. I was like, oh, Star Trek, it's for old people. And I've just kind of gotten to appreciate it a little bit more as I've gotten older, and I just kind of don't know where to start, nor do I have the time to figure out how to start. The canon continuity areas of season 6 isn't bad writing, just straight up didn't know how the movies would play out. I think we're talking about different things. Because yes, that's true. But that does set it a little too far apart from the main timeline of the MCU. Which is why it's just a parallel universe where a lot of similar things happened until they didn't, until they diverged. That's what happens. That's what the multiverse is. It's just not on 616. But I think what he was talking about was when they called out the bad writing thing was that when there's just canon continuity errors, when it's just that doesn't make sense with something we said before, but whatever, we can just fudge it and keep moving. It's a different. I think we're talking about different things. I can send you a beginner Star Trek watch order on Instagram or whatever social media you use. Either or, that Discord, whichever, doesn't really matter. That's a bit much. Or not enough. Not enough. Let's see. I actually am amazed and surprised you reacted to Supergirl Season 5. I don't remember. Did I actually react to it, or was it Season 6 when I started? I can't remember where I started. Like, channel-wise? I did do... Right. Because I started every Arrowverse show on the channel following Crisis, because I wanted to see how Crisis affected every show. I'll tell you though, Brainy, favorite character in Supergirl. Hands down favorite character in Supergirl. Him and Nia, two of my favorite characters. Let's see. Also, I love The Uncomfortable Truth. It's an online book. Not familiar. Kind of want Lena and Kara to be a thing on Supergirl. Felt like vibes between them. I know a lot of people did. I never picked up that vibe. But I know a lot of people were thinking / hoping that was going to happen. And then getting sad when it didn't. Watch that show live. Like sad books. I don't watch many kid shows anymore, but I will come back to the intros. This is my first time here, too. Welcome, Renee. How are you? The show I used to watch was a Jungle Junction. Jungle Junction. That sounds familiar. Nope. Never mind. I was thinking about something else altogether. Yeah, I don't know that. Flash lightning, the flash lightning lightsabers was something. In the moment, I think I was just like taken in with how batshit and absurd it was. It was fun. In highlight, it gets worse the further and further away you get away from it. Friends with My Mom's favorite show is your favorite character of the girls, not the boys. Out of the girls, my favorite character is probably Rachel. I think Rachel, probably Rachel. It's hard to me to listen to the original audiobooks, especially with the Silmarillion, but Andy Serkis makes them so much better. How are you? I'm going good, D. Cole. How are you? My favorite show is Bo on the Go. That's another one I don't know. Did you know the actor who played Minecraft was in the movie Scream? What? I don't know. Played who in Minecraft was in Scream? I don't know any of the actors from the Minecraft movie, if that's what you're talking about, were in Scream. I'm not sure what you're talking about. I think I left The Flash in season 5, then came back for Crisis, then left and came back for the final season. Fair enough. Still don't know what this stream is. Can someone tell me? I'm reading the chat. This is whatever the fuck we want to talk about. It's a community stream. We hang out, we talk about stuff. It's whatever. I read your questions, your comments, and all that crap. Hell yeah. I really hope the villain of the Batman Part 2 is Hush. I mean, they kind of set it up. It could be a coincidence that the journalist for Falcon Murdered had the last name Elliot. Well, there was that. There was a lot of allusions to that storyline. They played into a lot of the joke or the Riddler's aspect of it. They could go that route. They led the groundwork for it a lot. So I wouldn't be shocked, but we will see. They said Clayface was going to be in it, so we're getting two different iterations of Clayface, though. Unless they went back on that, but we'll see. Wait, then I saw some Omni reactions to seasons 8, 4, 9. Scream movies 1, 5, 6, 2, 3, 4. It's not diplomatic. I trust what story it was to tell, and oh my god, the Court of Owls would be so good. Okay. I mean, that just sounds like you don't want to have fun and talk about stuff. Like, oh, I want to do whatever they want to do. Which is fair. At the end of the day, I'm the same way, but like, it's just weird. Like, feels like you're, I don't know. Sorry, I'm being a little stingy here, I guess, but putting yourself on a pedestal in a way. I'm above all of the speculations. I'm just one of those that I'm not going to get disappointed by speculating. I like having fun with it. I like talking about it, like thinking about the possibilities or who I would like to see that Batman go up against. It's fun. I'm not one of those people that's going to be disappointed or upset though when something I've talked about doesn't happen, unless the story is leading you there and then they pivot and then it just doesn't make any sense. Game of Thrones. But yeah, anyway, I don't mind Terrifier. It's meh. I do like the clown. Hell yeah. Everybody likes the clown, man. Everybody likes the clown. Let's look at it this way, man. Peacemaker was ordered by Walter to kill a flag, so Peacemaker isn't fully to blame. Also very true. Saw weapons, but I liked, but it gave me one question though. We'll get there when you get there. Waller threw everyone under the bus. Yes, she did. Terrifier would have to be on Patreon only. That's not horror, that's Splatterhouse. Art the Clown is awesome though, and the guy who played him as well. I've heard the guy that plays him's like a really, really nice dude. Like really, really cool, really down to earth, fun, and yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I've seen some people put the reactions up and like most of it is censored, so I don't even know what the point is half the time. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like the Riddler in Batman Part Noon was kinda had the same vibes as Hush. A little bit, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of Hush Easter eggs in the movie. So part of it feels intentional. I'm waiting for Encanto 2, please. Is there any talks of them doing a second Encanto? I'll tell you, I did not like how Encanto ended. I do not like the ending of that movie at all. Because it undoes the lesson of the movie, and it annoyed the crap out of me. I had liked it all the way up until the ending. How excited are you for season 2 of Hazbin Hotel? Extremely. I'm excited, but a little scared of what we might see. I'm right there with you on both of those, actually. Am I mad or not in a Story 5 because I feel like they should never have been any more sequels to the movies for the movies is fine. You agree with me? I thought the same thing with 4, but then 4 actually wound up being a pretty profound, fun movie that had some fun stuff to say. But every time you come back to that well again, you're always risking messing up your ending, because both of like 3 is a great place to end, and honestly probably should still have been where it ended. 4 still tells a really good story, but again, it in itself is a good ending. It's just every time, one of these times, you're going to come back to the pond and it's not going to be good, or the last thing with this thing is not going to be as good as everything else. John Cryer was excellent, Luther. Love him. Same. Have I read An Uncomfortable Truth? I've never heard of it until you brought it up, so that's a big old nope. Rosenbaum is a high bar. Yes, indeed he is. Oh my god, immediately surrounded by EVs. You're one of my favorite boys to act. All the other boys on YouTubers are not the same, as you understand people, and you take yours very seriously. Love your channel. Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Arrow isn't really an adaptation of the Green Arrow. No, it's not. It is most certainly not. I don't agree with him being Green Batman. I think that's easy for people to fall into the pit traps of. Arrow is very much so its own beast, its own world, its own universe, its own timeline, its own version of that character. It's definitely not a comic accurate adaptation of Green Arrow by any stretch of the imagination. He's not just a carbon copy of Batman with a different skin palette, which some people will say. I don't agree with that at all. As a Batman stan, I don't agree with that. There's definitely parallels. There's definitely some similarities, but he's not just Green Batman. I get mildly annoyed when people call him that. But yes. But I don't really like Comic Oliver. I also don't like any other version of Oliver. That's the only version of Oliver that I actually like. Let's see. There are hate videos because some were confused to think that DCU Cyborg was introduced as a woman, which is dumb and shows they don't read comics. I mean, I didn't know who that character was at all going into this, but who the hell thought that was supposed to be Cyborg? What in the hell? Wait, you weren't supposed to read that? That was my bad spelling. It was kind of bad as one of the hand was cast and my broke. It's all good. Because I to get the comments on screen for you guys to read which ones I'm reading, I use StreamYard. So when you retract a comment from the YouTube chat, it doesn't remove it from this. So sometimes I'll read retracted comments because I don't know the difference. I like Arrow more than Green Arrow comic accurately somehow. Same. I punched a fridge and I broke the door of the fridge and my hand. I broke my hand punching my chair once. That was awful. Do you think they'll do more Deadpool movies in the future? And which one is your favorite, the first or the second one? The third one is my favorite of the bunch. Let's see, same. Also have too many t-shirts and yet I get more Helluva shirts. Same. I've got shirts from most of the fandoms I cover, but I've got more Helluva shirts than any other fandom now at this point. Same. Also have too many shirts, more Helluva shirts. Oh, I already read that one. I guess I read this one, I didn't put it up, or I forgot to. My wardrobe is entirely jeans and graphic t-shirts. Same. Broke two things in one punch is kind of crazy. Unfortunately, I didn't break my... Well, thankfully, I didn't break my chair. That would have been really bad for me at the time if I did. I did send my chair... It was a full-ass, like, racer chair just like this. When I punched it, like, every leg went off the ground. But I broke my hand as a result. Michael Rooker dying by the Eagles was one of the perfect way for him to go out, especially since he referred to as Eagles Lex Luthor by James Gunn. Well, that's funny. I didn't know that. That's cool. One Punch Man. I've seen the first season. I've still never seen the second season of that though. Oops, I meant to say meh for the comment about Terrifier. It's okay. Dang, you autocorrect. Yeah, I figured that's what you meant anyway. I mean, the parallel universe is just a fan theory until they explain it, if ever. It's the only way it makes sense, really, at the end of the day, given how, you know, how things have changed in the MCU and have gone, but who knows? Who knows? Guy 1, it's a bird. Guy 2, it's a plane. Flurry, it's a pigeon. Meanwhile, you were looking at that head to hot top. Didn't know you'd read my comments. This is the first stream I was able to catch. It's all good. Sorry if it was a bother. I was like, I haven't someone to talk to. No bother whatsoever. Brainy is bae. Brainy is bae. It's brainy time. Brainy time indeed. And plus, why am I blanking his name right now? Jesse Rath is just fucking hilarious. When him, Melissa Benoist, and Chris Wood all cameoed in the Jay and Silent Bob reboot, it made my day. It was so funny. It was so good. Also, sorry if I'm bothered to talk to. I think this got reposted, or maybe I accidentally read it again. Maybe I just accidentally read it again. Nia too. She's a huge supporter for trans rights, understandably so. Nicole Maines, yeah. Sorry, it took me a second to get out of that. There's a comic where Lena and Kara are dating. It's not main comics canon, but it's still a thing. I think it's written by one of the show writers who kept pitching it, but WB always shot it down. Well, then that makes sense why that happened then. Worst thing about the lightsabers battle wasn't even the lightsabers. It was Barry letting Thawne get away even though he was faster. Yes. Yes. There's no way. Yeah. There's so many problems with that. That is actually my biggest problem with that, but I forgot about it. Nicole Maines is the actress for Nia. Wait, you don't know Bo on the Go? I do not. My older sister reminded me the other day of us watching Subumafu with our baby sister as kids, and that was a blast from the past. That I've heard of. I don't think I've ever watched it though, but I know of that. You know, with the story that shall not be named getting full cast audiobooks, I'd love it if The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings got full cast audiobooks. I'm curious which thing you're talking about. Oh, okay, never mind. Don't worry about it. I think I know what you're talking about. Another subtitle I read was One Room of Happiness, or 10 Years I Loved You the Most. Again, all things I don't know. I watched all the Arrowverse shows all the way through from Arrow Season 1, Episode 1, to the series finale of Superman and Lois. Same. Me too. Well, except for that big swath of Supergirl that I only watched through Blind Wave reactions. But other than that, I've seen all of everything else. When the car is upside down and on fire, Batman starts walking towards it. Oh yeah, that's a sick fucking moment. That is a really, really sick moment right there, man. Honestly, I fell off CW when Superman and Lois ended, as all the shows I watched ended by December 2020. Yeah, I canceled everything once Superman and Lois ended. I had no reason to ever turn the CW on again. I don't even know what's even on it right now. CW did its best. Also, Killing Stalking. Also love your shirt. Thank you. The actress who played Lena on Supergirl originally played the main character in Merlin. Ooh, interesting. The only thing I knew her in before Supergirl, and I didn't even put it together until way later, was she was the girl that got brutally murdered by pterodactyls and the Mosasaurus in Jurassic World. Sigh, man, was a ski bison. Also love Puppet Master. My favorite puppet was 100% Six Draw. I think that his name is the one from the Cowboy, Six-Armed Cowboy. From Puppet Master, I think my favorite one was the Drill one, if I remember right. That's an old pull right there. The Boys Season 5 will be so good. I mean, we hope so. I mean, they got a pretty good track record, so probably pretty damn solid. Anyone see that Deadpool crossover comic? There's a Batman crossover comic with Deadpool? That's crazy. Low-key, everyone just forgiving Abuela for multiple generations of abuse and like, you went through some shit, so it's good. Nah, fuck you, Nana. You got redeeming to do. There was that, and all of them getting their powers back. Pissed me off. That defeated the entire ethos of the movie. They shouldn't have got their powers back. And yes, there should have been some ownership of all of that from her as well. Like, it's like by giving them their powers back, you cause them to not learn anything at all, or there's no consequences either at all. Like, it's just, it's so counter to the entire message of the movie, and it frustrates the hell out of me. Anyway, sorry. Anyway, hope you've been well. I've been enjoying your reactions to Alien Earth. What are your feelings on where things are going so far with the finale? And do you think there will be a season 2? I'm almost certain there will be a season 2. No, the point of the movie isn't they shouldn't have powers. That is a disgusting misread of what I said. Getting their powers back gives them no consequences to the lessons that they learned by the end of it. It's awarding them for doing nothing, setting them back to square one. The movie should have ended with their powers being gone and them all being okay with that. Yeah, no, we're not. Don't play that game with me, Nick. That actually pisses me off that you're trying to twist my words like that. Dude, me and my girlfriend, when we watched that, we both ended the movie and we both looked at the other like, what the fuck was that? That was, no. We were so on board for so much of the movie, and then that, like, the last 10 minutes is just like, all right. No lesson. We're done. Anyway. Some people think the Green Arrow is basically Batman thanks to the show. That's for people that couldn't disconnect or thought, I mean, I guess I get that. There was a lot of people that did that, and then they tried to do that. I think there was a Green Arrow run, I think in the New 52, where they tried to mimic all of that to try to cascade and ride the popularity of the show. And then the comic book side didn't love that at all. And then they backtracked on that real quick. But yeah, there was a lot of people that went from the show into that and expecting the reversal of it all. Arrow just steals Batman villains and has a Batman-like role in the Arrowverse. That's true. I mean, yeah, but again, it doesn't make him Batman. I loved Kanto, but yeah, I'm with you on the ending. It pisses me off. Yes. Yes, yes. That's all. Let's see, I also love Kanto. Curse on the Crack. Green Arrow is Brave of the Bold. Was alright. Unfortunately, the next star acquired CW. They had the mandate to make everything as cheaply as possible, and that's why the final season had to slight dip in CGI quality. Yeah, Nexstar is a god-awful fucking company. And the GLU, you know who also isn't Batman? Moon Knight. Yeah, also, I get that, but like, so many people are like, Moon Knight's Marvel's Batman. And other than the fact he stalks the night and beats people up sometimes, that's really kind of it. But that doesn't mean you should turn Stephen Grant into a gift shop employee. Sorry. Just like really like comic Moon Knight. Yeah. There's a lot of things I liked about the show, but again, by the end of it, once you kind of get through the whole thing, I was a little disappointed by the end. That's why Gotham Knights was so terrible. They had their budget slashed half so Superman and Lois wouldn't have to take a massive dip in quality. Also, don't think Moon Knight was a good show either way. It was okay. It was all right. I liked Oscar Isaacs. I thought watching him do his thing was a lot of fun, but it's been a mixed bag, just like a lot of the other ones were. I mean, to be fair, I don't know who Bordeaux was from the comics either, Omni, but I never thought she was DCU's Cyborg. I just saw some people thought that, which is weird since John called her a cyborg. Yeah, called her a cyborg, not cyborg. That's, I guess maybe somebody maybe they misheard that, or ran with that, or they just wanted to get some engagement, get some clicks or something like that. Moon Knight more like midnight. Actually, I didn't mind it. Had good parts. Cyborgs exist. It doesn't have to be Cyborg. Exactly. There's lots of cyborgs in the DC universe. Exactly. CW did want to make a Batman show, but WB had basically a ban on Batman appearing on TV. Bruce Wayne could appear, but not Batman, so they pivoted to Green Arrow and took a few Batman villains. There was a big old amalgamation of all that going on too, man. Also just realized that autocorrect changed when I meant to switch to my hand to the right one as a cast because it broke. Fun story, I broke a shelf and a wall by throwing a desk at it. What situation? No, you don't even tell me. I was gonna say, what situation did we find ourselves in when this happened? Yo, Cosmo, what's up, man? Yo, what up? And dude, episode 7, bro. How is this going to end? You think season 2? I assume we're talking about Alien. If we're talking about episode 7s, because we just watched that. And yeah, it's insane. I would be shocked if they were not going to have a season 2. With the way things are going, I think there's no way I don't think we can wrap up everything in just this one episode. So I feel like we're going to have an open ending, and we'll see where things go. I also accidentally broke multiple doors. It's starting to sound like you might have a rage problem. Watched the first 6 seasons, first half of season 7 Arrow, and I gotta say I really love the show. Love the storylines for season 1 through 3. Literally love the villains, especially Adrian / Prometheus. And is there more? And the show definitely did have its lows, but I can see why it's your favorite CW show. I think its lows aren't as low as some of the other shows' lows. That's where I stand on it. So I was in the shower and I'm trying to get myself a new bed with my mom. Cyborg, the DC character, but is actually a name for half the robot humans and half of them are very accused. That would get confusing. Kind of maybe small anger issues when I was a kid. I only got anger issues when I was playing video games. That was the only time. Usually only when it was a competitive game. To be frank, Arrow was that popular because he was a moody rich guy. If he was Comic Ollie, it wouldn't have been that successful at the time. Probably. You're probably right about that. Let's see. I would have wanted to see what an Arrow-style Batman show would have looked like. Bruce as the Bat. For 3 seasons, then comes the Batman. We'll never see it. We'll just never see anything like that, man. Also, at the time, the television Batman rights were still with Fox, if I remember right. The show definitely did have its lows, but you can see what I love the. Also love the Lux from Doctor Who, and just like how I'll talk. I'm not a pester. I don't really got people to talk to. I only got one friend, and he doesn't talk to me a lot, and it's awkward as I like him. I'm bi. Well, good for you. I'm sorry that your friend and you aren't talking all that frequently, and you're no bother at all. I do have to wrap up here shortly for dinner, though. So I'm going to try to get through some of these chats, though. Let's see, CW mostly airs reality TV, game shows, and they have a couple sitcoms and cop procedurals. That's basically a regular broadcast network, you know. She was great as Morgana. Ooh, interesting. This show, I've heard a lot of good things about it. Hopefully I can find some time to check it out someday. I love my favorite DC CW show is Superman Lois, for sure. May the Speed Force be with you, Flash. Also, I do love the drill head puppet. I'm glad James Gunn has thrown the gauntlet down to say, okay, can we stop fucking trying to recapture Nolan's Dark Knight, please? Yes. 6 Draw is my favorite. Deadpool and Batman comic is very new and cool, and excited for other crossovers. Have watched the Spiderwick Chronicles. I don't think it's that old. I forgot when it came out. I have not seen it. No, I have not. There shouldn't be consequences. I disagree. Anyway, do you think we live in a simulation? I do not. Actually, the Arrow side was based on the New 52 run. I don't think that's true. I mean, timeline-wise, it maybe could have lined up, but they started, you know, the show introduced a lot of things that went into the comic. There's a lot of things from the show that they eventually incorporated in the comic that were not in the comics. There might be some truth to that. But I know a lot of people got really mad when they started to see Arrow stuff showing up in the comics. I saw people losing their fucking mind on social media about it. I'm still sticking with our prediction that we'll get introduced into the DCU Green Arrow in episode 6, 7, or 8. That would be pretty cool. Also, the bowl with the maggots. I think episode 5, close to my favorite sick draw. Don't really remember. Well, my memory is bad. It's just been a long time since I've seen any of those movies, man. Been a handful of movies that I can't think of off the top of my head that just ended 15 to 20 minutes earlier. It could have been perfect. Yeah, love your hair. Well, thank you. Thank you. If you were Neo and had the choice of the red pill or the blue pill, which would you choose? Keep me in that simulation. Fuck it. Let me live in blissful ignorance in my magic little hookup world. I don't want to deal with all the crap in Zion and the murder and the robots and all that. If you could insert me back and then I have the powers of being an awoken person but choosing to stay inside, there we go. Kind of more like El Chambo, the no person gets what they want. What? I don't know what you're saying there, Sean. Like Misha Collins would have been an awesome Arrowverse Two-Face. I heard Misha Collins was actually really good in the show. Is Daredevil Batman as well then? I guess. When you start to like strip away like anything that makes any of these characters unique into themselves, you can just boil everybody down to Batman. Oh, dresses up and goes and punches bad guys. Oh, must be Batman. Daredevil is Batman, but good. There's always been the thing too about Batman and Daredevil that their names should be reversed. Since Matt actually fights and sees by hearing, so he is more like a bat. So like I've heard people talk about how they should have they should swap names. That's been a thing I've heard a lot. He was so wasted in Gotham Knights. Have I ever seen the Never-Ending Story? I've seen the first one. I think that's it. I think I've only seen the first one. I can't remember how many there actually are though. Superman Lois was great except for not seeing John and Jordan suit up till the very last episode. Also, yeah, that was kind of annoying. But it's fine. It's not their fault. They probably definitely planned on it happening. Yeah, my hair is short. Nothing wrong with short hair, man. Nothing at all. Please make Cyborg part of Teen Titans and DCU Gun, not the Justice League. Yeah, I definitely prefer him on the Titans than the Justice League. Extreme Furniture Tetris? I mean, that's what it sounds like. In episode 7 of Alien Earth, I thought it was interesting that the xenomorph that came from the brother's lung was standing next to the brother. I didn't put that together. That is kind of interesting. I wonder if that was a point. Let's see. How to know you're in the wrong city. Gotham, Goth, Raccoon City, Raccoons. Are many issues. Doesn't sound peaceful there. Violent like monsters still. All through the desk. Was trying to hit another student with it. Might have had anger issues when I was a kid. What the fuck, dude? Anyway, you know you have your rage problem? Rick Flag Sr. He does, for sure. That's for sure. Even Black Panther was compared to Batman. I mean, both wear black, both are rich, smart. Batman's smarter, but very different. Cosmo points this out. Quite lovely. Here down towards the bottom. Daredevil plus Moon Knight plus Punisher plus Iron Man equals Batman. Yeah, dude. Oh my god. What's up, Darkly? How are you doing? Just in time to say hi. Yes, indeed. Have you ever thought of doing Star Trek Next Generation reactions? We were just talking about that a little bit ago, actually. Maybe someday in the future. Hello, Rebecca. How are you? Speaking of Black Panther, still upset he didn't have his cape in the MCU. I always forget he has a cape, to be honest. Have you ever seen the show Smash? I have not. Christian Borle, Jeremy Jordan, and Daphne Rubin Vega are in it. To me, the show itself is meh. I've never seen it. I'm terrified of clowns, spiders, and also small fish. What are you watching to? I'm not sure what you mean what I'm watching to. Could you clarify before we leave? It's Batman Day, it is. What are you planning for dinner? What's on the menu? We're having salmon, and then I'm not really sure what else. Oh, shit. Hold up. All right. Give me a second here. Hold on. All right. Let's see. Just got a little message from work. One of my coworkers is on call and is having a little trouble with something that I need. He might need my help on something. Wonder if I'll get paid for this. I'm not on call right now, but maybe I can get some money out of this. But anyway, we're not that far from the end of the chat anyway. If there's never another chance to see another 8 or episode 10 Batman show that is now in the DCU is better rights than back in place in 2012. That is also true. It is also maybe possible. You probably won't see this for your ending soon. Well, I just saw it. Haha, joke's on you. James Gunn came out and debunked that. Fox says Disney have the distribution rights to Batman 1966 show and the movie. They never owned Batman TV rights. I don't trust that because that was a whole ass legal thing for a while. I trust James Gunn in most things, but I'm 100% certain that that played a part. Let's see. Looking forward to the Green Lantern show on HBO. Jon Stewart is my favorite Lantern. Same. And on a side note, I would love to see a Red Hood show set in the style of the Batman. Jason Todd is my favorite. Dude, I do love me some Jason Todd, and and Jon Stewart also my favorite. That was my first Green Lantern. He's also my favorite Lantern. I'm excited for that reason, for sure. You should do some reactions to Adventure Time. I've seen a couple of episodes, but I've definitely not seen a lot of it. Maybe they did that in the original script for Black Panther 2. I think so. Can't wait for to see a Supergirl trailer later this year. Hope Supergirl movie has some good writing, unlike the show. Okay, the show did have an influence in comics. You did some rights with Mr. Robot. It's been brought up, and I think it's on my list of shows to include on my next poll whenever that happens. They influence each other, and when you do another stream like this, I do it every Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Did you hear about a new Wicked comic series coming out later this year? I have, though I'm not a comic reader for the most part. I did hear about it. School had a lockdown. They made the news, though. That's crazy. That is scary and terrifying. Hope you're okay and everybody's okay, though. Obviously, you're here. They did put Diggle and Felicity in the comics. Didn't mind them, honestly. I love Diggle. And I don't hate Felicity. A lot of people hate her with a burning passion. Since we're winding down, enjoy your dinner. Have a good rest of your weekend. Everybody stay safe. What do you do on your days off? I honestly don't really have days off, unfortunately. So, I mean, I just watch YouTube when I have any spare time, or maybe squeeze in some League of Legends games. Sorry not for being able to engage with the chat, but I brought my work home this time and was listening to the chat while sewing away. See you next weekend. All good, Lily-chan. All good. No need to apologize whatsoever. Daredevil is Batman, but good. Wait, what? What does it mean? Daredevil is thematic, or whatever. Let's see. Tuna. Yeah, that was it. I think the theatrical stuff of it. I can't remember what the reasoning was for the reverse. What's up, Tuna? We're just about to sign off. I mean, they had like 7 seasons planned. All grounded nighttime vigilantes are all referred to as Batman. Can't very well be their own thing. I still can't get the comparison, though. They really don't have much to talk about, as my life is boring. Some of Spider-Man and Batman villains are similar, like Black Cat and Catwoman. That's also very true. Literally disappeared for a bit, and you're still on. For now. What are your thoughts on Cavalier? He's going to be the maker of his own undoing. And he's a batshit insane little Joker character. You think he'll survive season 1? Probably. I can't imagine they'll kill him off yet, but it'll happen at some point. Gonna call Marvelous Ozzy Blade Crescent Blade and Ant-Man Scott Supreme. We got a theory that Gotham and the DCU has some good areas to live in because the Ad's girlfriend wanted to move there back to Gotham, and who was in the right mind would move back to Gotham. That's a very fucking good point. That is actually a really good point. When I was a kid, I kind of choked my little sister out. And you might need therapy, Joe. Maybe some of the stuff you should keep to yourself, not vent to me. Might have to call the police. I don't know. Anyway, have a great day, my friend. Love, peace, and chicken grease. Take it easy, man. Always glad to see you in here, man. Oh my god, man, so casually. Have you watched Digital Circus? I have not yet. I will eventually, Veroska. I will eventually. What's up, Pink Sun? Just caught the tail end here. We're signing off. Let's see. Which variant of Spider-Man do I prefer the most? Out of the live action Spider-Mans, Tom Holland. Out of any of them, probably the PlayStation Spider-Man. We could get a Reactors trailer next month. I hope so. Rights at WB got back as distributing the rights for 66 show, and the movie and WB bought the rights back to Disney acquired Fox. To have a great night. Omni, please take some days off. I would love to. Just sits in the knock. Yeah, open up. Just can enjoy your fun. Deserved it. Let's see. There's confusion about who owned the DVD rights for years. Fox thought they owned them, and so did DB, but WB and a lawyer in 2006 reviewed the contract, and the rights reverted back to WB in 2012. I need to see the articles you're referring to because I've seen very different information just a few months ago. Let's see. What are your thoughts on Matrix 5? What? There is no Matrix 5, so I don't know. Bro, still live. I'm trying to log off. Okay. Let's see. Plowing through these here. Play catch with this. So technically, Fox had the right of refusal of WB made the cable and streaming contract only to cover broadcast TV. They could have made a HBO show, but never did. Enjoy the salmon. So Fox partial TV rights. Kickboxing helps with anger. Very bad days for me. Kickboxing is a great outlet. Any kind of martial art really helps a lot. Have I ever watched Love, Death, and Robots? I have not. Not yet, not a pro by any means, but it's still good to practice it. Watching Angel of Death? No, I haven't. And I like the dub. And we're at the end. Sorry for the speed run there. I got to help somebody at work with something. This would only be happening if it was like a big issue, because we only answer things on the weekends if it's like a critical problem, because most of our clients are hospitals. So anyway, guys, I will catch y'all next week. Follow all the things, like the stream, and I will catch you guys next time.